Gaudreau's kid at the end, I'm going to get emotional. That was just effing awesome, man. I'm so excited that we won that gold medal, man. It's the best gold medal performance we've ever had as a country. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was 46 years to the date of the Miracle on Ice game. There's three things that I think stuck out to me from watching this game from a world's perspective. I think number one is there are very, very troublesome, tried hard times right now in our country. Our country is at a very low point from both sides of the parties, from both sides of views, from everything that you interject your eyeballs with via social media. You can tell that it's not the greatest feelings at the moment, whether you are on one side or the other, whether you believe in one thing or the not, whether you are, Christian or not, whatever you may be, the country is definitely rocked up a little bit. Sunday, that game made me forget about all that.
Sure.
I didn't have my phone on me. I didn't have I didn't have social media, I didn't have anything else on except men's hockey, and I was engulfed in supporting Team USA against Team Canada for hockey. That's all that mattered. Two, I think the other thing that kind of sticks out is you get the iconic photo of Jack Hughes for the next 46 years.
Oh, God, yes.
The holding the hand up, the wrapped around the flag, the bleeding from the mouth, and the overtime look on his face after winning that game, that too. And then you kind of dusted upon it with the other guys rooting for these guys is one thing that I learned from documentaries and stories and readings and hearings from the 80 team is that they were like a brotherhood.
Yep.
And Jack Hughes had a post-game interview that was absolutely insane, 60 seconds of describing exactly what I'm mentioning.
This is all about our country right now. I love the USA. I love my teammates. It's unbelievable. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong. And we had so much support from ex-players. I'm so proud to be American today.
This was such an incredible game to grind out. I mean, you're bleeding right through it just looking at you right now. Can you just talk about how difficult this gold medal was to win?
Unbelievable game by Hellebuck. He was our best player tonight by a mile. Unbelievable game. Unreal game by our team. That's just a ballsy, gutsy win. That's American hockey right there. That's a great Canadian team, but we're USA. We're so proud to be Americans. Tonight was all for the country.
What does this gold medal mean to USA Hockey?
It's everything. Like I said, the USA Hockey Brotherhood means so much. Look at these guys. We're such a team. We've been together for 2 weeks. We're such a team. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we're so proud to win for our country.
And that fraternity gained another medal last night as they won gold against Canada, who beat you in overtime before in Vancouver with Sidney Crosby, booed your national anthem, got their ass kicked in the first 10 seconds of that Frozen Four or whatever the hell that was called.
Right.
And then you just win in overtime with Jack Hughes, who, by the way, also stole Canadians' own Tate McRae as well. So, again, suck it, Canada.
Yeah, and Jack Hughes, too. I mean, he suffered a big accident a couple of months ago.
Did.
I mean, having dinner and cut himself with a steak knife. I mean, and so he'd been out for a while, and the Devils, because I know, dissipated for a very long time. And so, thank God he came back and he was able to play because, obviously, he's the iconic goal scorer that we're going to have, and he's going to go down now in history as one of those great, American legends. Jack Hughes, Connor Hellebuck, all those guys are going to go down as like these legends now in great American sports. And he's right about that, man. This was a great win for the United States yesterday. And I think you're right, too, about putting all of our differences aside for the moment of sports. That's what that was about yesterday. And we need more of that, right? We need to put more of our differences aside. The good news is that yesterday is now just the beginning of what could be really a year of dominance for American sports, right? We won the women's gold medal in hockey. We won the men's gold medal in hockey. We've got the World Baseball Classic coming up. I was talking to somebody about that yesterday. I said, Team USA, you're on deck, no pun intended, to go out there and keep this moving. And they said, Japan wasn't in the Olympics. I go, well, Canada was. So if the United States in hockey can go out there and beat Canada, who basically birthed the sport, it's their national pastime, and we can go out there and beat Canada in hockey, There's no excuse for why the Americans can't go out there and beat the Japanese at baseball this time and win the World Baseball Classic. And so I think what these guys did is they show anything's possible. And then you lead right into the World Cup after that too, And
let's just get out of the pool stage. That's Team USA's win there.
For World Cup play. Yeah.
Get to the round of 16 and we can have a really fun conversation.
But, it's great when you look at, the World Cup and men's soccer. It's the only thing in this world that we do not dominate. Right now in sports, we dominate in everything across the board. Now, obviously, some European nations are coming up in basketball, but now all of a sudden we've got all these great young, American basketball players that we can put against anybody in the world. The only thing we don't do well at is men's soccer. And I think that's the thing that everybody wants to do well at here in the United States. We want to see that men's soccer team and have parties and win some World Cup games. And so they've got that opportunity as well. This is a great year to just wrap yourself in the flag, support America, support American athletes, support American sports, because for 2 weeks at the Olympics, I loved every minute of it. I was, Jen and I, I'm sad this thing is over now. I'm sad these games are done. We ended up finishing third in the medal count, I think, at the Winter Olympics, which is great because we don't do these sports. Second. Ended up finishing second in the medal count.
Most medals they've ever had in the Winter Olympics.
It's a great time to be an American athlete. So, let's go, man. USA, USA, USA. We were at a hotel bar yesterday watching at 7 a.m. Everybody's screaming USA.
That's awesome.
You could hear people in their rooms when we went up for the overtime period. Like people were going crazy yesterday watching that game. Everywhere you went, people were chanting USA in elevators, chest bumping in hotel lobbies. Like, it gets people, man. That's what we love about sports. Yesterday was one of those days where you look back and you go, damn, I'm glad I love sports, because where do you get that excitement anywhere else in life?
Not like that.
Not like that. Not like that. Where everybody's united for 2.5 hours, rooting for the same thing, rooting for the same team, rooting for the same players. We can all be friends for 2.5 hours. And it was glorious yesterday. It was glorious.
I've got a really weird hypothetical that I just thought of that I want to bring up. Plus, we might have gotten two other things, but not from a player standpoint, but from an announcer's perspective, that were also pretty historic for these Winter Olympics. That's Bob Fescoe, McMurray, Dusty Liggins. This is Fescoe and Dusty, and you are listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, fellas, it's time to go see my friends over at Heartland Men's Health, right? Maybe you're not having the gains in the gym that you want. Maybe you're just not feeling that energy, or you have brain fog, or maybe even a reduced sex drive. We all know a healthy body plays a major role in overall health and well-being. But more than this, Heartland Men's Health can help men lose weight, support metabolism, improve gains in the gym, and more with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. And with low testosterone treatments combined with body composition programs, most men notice real improvements, more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So it's time to call my friends over at Heartland Men's Health. There's no reason to wait anymore. You want to sleep better, you want to get better gains in the gym, and you want a better sex life. So call them today. Don't ignore the signs and make an appointment now. They have 3 locations to serve you in Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
This is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid of Rob Seid Ford. Fresh off a record-breaking year and a successful run at Ford's 2025 Top Volume Award. Rob, how did you do it?
Kevin, it's simple. We pulled out all the stops on price, on trade values, on inventory, and made sure our customers got an experience they couldn't find anywhere else.
Well, the race isn't over. 2026 is here, and you're back in the chase again.
That's right, and we're going even harder this year. More inventory, more aggressive trade-in values, and a buying experience other dealers just can't match.
Well, you're not just talking, you've got the receipts. Kansas City's only top-rated Ford dealer on Google, 4.8 stars with nearly 3,000 reviews. Voted best car dealership in Kansas City by KC Magazine.
The recognition matters, but what actually matters is how you feel when you call or visit Rob Seid Ford.
Inventory, value, transparency, and no pressure. That's why people keep coming back.
Come see us at 135th and State Line or visit us online at robsight.com.
Robside Ford. Buy right. Drive happy.
Don't let winter catch you off guard. Keep your family cozy with a $69 heating system tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. We have pros available 7 days a week to keep your system running at peak efficiency, helping prevent costly breakdowns, lower energy bills, and keep your home warm all winter long. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
When you choose CertaPro Painters, you're not just hiring a service, you're partnering with a trusted local professional with over 70,000 5-star reviews to make your house feel like home. And that's exactly why we chose CertaPro Painting for all of our painting needs and why our friends and family have done the same. Each CertaPro painter is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Traffic for DM Injury Law on the Missouri East Side. 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law. How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results. Mike's got this. 816-888-7500. Mike's got this. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Unbelievable game by Hellebuck. He was our best player tonight by a mile. Unbelievable game.
Hellebuck, so every puck, 100 shots is not enough. We on the sport, that is so tough. He's on his head.
Song slaps.
He's Hellebuck. When we are old, and stories told, how we enroll, Olympic gold. We'll talk of you, gold and gold. But one thing needs to be known. Hellebuck, so every puck, 100 shots.
Sick.
Is not enough.
So dope. Let's go.
That is so tough. He's on his head.
Bob's like, it's good.
He's Hellebuck.
They didn't take much time to come up with a song for him,
exactly.
did they?
Very
That's
simple.
what's really cool, right?
100 shots. Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
Stopped every puck. There you go.
They were
We're good.
18-18 on killing power plays, too, during the entire tournament. And none bigger, as Dusty mentioned, than that 5-on-3 yesterday. I mean,
Girls were 100% as well.
That's crazy. That is absolutely insane to me that you could pitch a shutout on power plays in 2 hockey sides of things. You know,
Incredible.
the women and the men. It was just outstanding performances, all the way around. And I think we can finally see that the United States has risen its level of play in ice hockey. And, guys, this is the importance of having the NHL players out there performing and playing in these Olympics because, I was talking to somebody about this yesterday and they said to me, they go, the only thing that would have made this difference is this is amateurs. I go, stop living in 1980. And secondly, if this was amateurs, we're not winning this thing, right? You're probably not going to win gold if it's all amateurs out there playing. You want to see the best in the world. That's what the Olympics are about. The best athletes in the world competing against one another. And we got the opportunity to see that. And without those rules in place, without the NHL players and, the league stopping down and allowing their guys to go over there and play, we probably don't have the gold medal here in the United States. And so I think the NHL can benefit big from looking at what went on yesterday and saying, man, we are so glad that we stopped our sport for 2 weeks in the middle of kind of the mundane regular season to allow this to happen. And now everybody's going to come back fired up for the final couple of months of the regular season and get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that does help quite a bit because you had mentioned that Jack Hughes plays for the Devils.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now if you want to, follow Jack Hughes, you might now become a New Jersey Devil fan.
Right.
I don't recommend that, but jokingly, as New Jersey Devils, they could be good though. But that's how I was with FIFA. Now I know this is world game as of nation talking, but I would play with certain teams, had certain players. And I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. Where's he play? On his national team, he played, obviously England, but he was in the Spanish league or whatever it was. Or I would play with Wayne Rooney in Manchester United. And then I knew the entire Manchester United roster. You can do the same thing watching that and seeing, Jack Hughes or who does Hallebuck play for?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but if you want to find out who Hallebuck plays for and then be okay, let's see if he's just that badass of a goalie, all the time, then you can go watch Winnipeg. Okay, so there you go.
Which is not far from here. That's 9-10 hour drive if you want to jump up I-29 and go see a game up in Winnipeg. Not far at all to go up there and see him and see the Jets play. St. Louis is 4 hours from here. Minnesota 6.5 hours from here. There's a lot of teams that are around the area that you can glam onto if you're interested in doing something like that and becoming a hockey fan. But we have these conversations a lot and everybody gets excited about it. And then it kind of just, as it does, it dissipates and everybody kind of goes back to doing their own thing. Nobody rallies around the local sport team like we do the national team, right? And that's what's different about America versus every other country. Every other country is all about their national teams. We have so many local teams that we're so passionate about.
Mm-hmm. So a hypothetical I had during what you were talking about with the United States being not so good at soccer. We all know why, right? We just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
We have football,
right?
That's what we play,
right?
Would you rather have it like it is currently, just piss poor on the national stage in soccer, might make it to the knockout round, never know, and football dominates? Or would you rather be one of the top 5 countries in the world in soccer, but the NFL was here locally, the equivalent of the CFL, popularity-wise?
It's interesting because I know what I have, and I don't want to change that, right?
So you're okay just being one of the top 12 best teams in World Cup.
Yeah.
But haven't dominated NFL.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because, look, I'm not a soccer fan per se.
Sure.
I love watching my daughter play. I love watching the national competition. But I'm not about to give up what we had for the last 10 years and how dominant the NFL is and how awesome the NFL is, for soccer. Because
imagine if Tyreek Hill played soccer and instead of focusing towards football, how just badass.
Yeah, well, until soccer finds a way to pay in the United States and become one of those big sports in the United States from a money standpoint, you're not going to have a lot of kids that, want to make their career in soccer. I think, since I've been, around on planet Earth, and that'll be 49 years in April, and I'm sure since you've been around, you're 38 years and you're 27 years, how many times have you heard that soccer from the men's side is getting ready to explode in this country, right? We've been hearing it for a long, long time. For many generations, we've been told. You look at all these youth fields around Kansas City, just in Kansas City, we've got thousands of youth fields with kids playing soccer. But then it stops. And once you get to that certain level in the United States, if you're a great athlete, you start to look at the sports in which you can A, get a full ride scholarship, and B, potentially make, a career and a living afterwards playing those sports. And I think for a lot of kids, they start to separate a little bit when they realize I could get a baseball scholarship or I could get a football scholarship or I could, now, not to say that you can't get a soccer scholarship.
Get those probably a little bit easier if you're like really good.
Yeah, maybe, D2, D3, type of
See one
scholarship.
of these guys in like 10 years. Give him everything he wants.
But where do you go after that?
What's the NIL in soccer as opposed to what's the NIL?
And that's another point. I didn't even think about that at this point in time, right?
We'll give you $100 a month to come play soccer at Benedictine.
Right.
Give you $1 million to come play basketball at KU. Sounds great.
Here's $50,000 to be a guy on a college football team. That's what guys are getting now. Just dudes like you and I are just getting $50,000 to show up, for NIL stuff. And you start talking to parents whose kids are kind of now involved in the NIL recruiting, and you hear some of these offers. I'm like, just to show up and be part of the team, they're going to give you $50,000. Like that's a hell of a deal. You're not going to get that in soccer, right?
Tuition.
Yeah,
a semester.
Yeah, you're going to get your tuition, you're going to get your NIL, you're going to get all of that taken care of, and so soccer doesn't offer that. And so if you're a good athlete, you're going to lean towards those sports that are the top sports, in the United States: football, baseball, basketball. Hockey now, I think, have a lot of people kind of getting excited about it. And so that's why I think soccer has never caught on, because there is a true ceiling in the United States for soccer. Love the MLS.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Literally.
Love the MLS. They do a nice job, but that's like the fourth best league in the world, right? And so kids in this country want to play football. They want to play baseball. They get celebrated for that kind of stuff. And so until we find a way to make the MLS like the EPL, which it never will be in our lifetime, maybe, I just don't think we'll ever see soccer fully take off in this country from a men's side until we become the premier league in the world. We have the premier women's league in the world now with the Current and the NWSL. So until we get to that point in time, I just don't think we'll ever see soccer take off in this country like that.
Do high school football and soccer play at the same time here?
Well,
text line.
You look at the boys' soccer, they're in the fall, football's in the fall, girls' soccer's in the spring. That's the state of Kansas. I think now in Missouri, it may be different. I think in Missouri, the girls maybe play in the
8 and 6 says high school football and soccer at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
that was not the case in Tennessee. That's not
for
good.
boys. Yeah. No, it was the case in Jersey when I grew up.
Yeah,
soccer
that's
was in the
great.
fall, football was in the fall,
We had the most crossover. Man, it was pretty much tied with basketball and soccer as far as crossover with football.
And I'm
soccer. Oh, yeah. A lot of our best players were soccer players. Fast as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And soccer was boys in the spring.
Boys in the spring.
How many field goal kickers at your high school were on the soccer team?
No, our field goal kicker was not.
Ours was.
Our field goal kicker went to be the kicker at the University of Tennessee. He was a kicker. Did not play soccer. He was a kicker.
I could see that down there. Yeah, for sure.
That's what he did. Yep.
Yeah.
His dad was the special teams coach. Oh yeah, whole deal.
Yeah. Leg like a tree trunk.
Massive.
Yeah,
leg.
dude.
Massive.
See, that's the difference though between when you grew up and when I grew up. Because when I grew up, the quarterback just get out there and kick and put on this square shoe. Nobody specialized in kicking back in those days. Now you look all over. Kids are specializing in kicking.
Oh, dude, we had I think it was like one of our soccer players. I forget what his name was. I really want to say his name was like Mario, and he was like a hoss, dude. He played soccer, but also could boot it from like 55, 06, Blue Springs Wildcats. Not in my class. He was either older or younger, but he was known to be like, because I mean,
did he go on to kick anywhere?
It is either that or soccer.
Yeah.
And either went to like an Avila or like a Benedictine or something like that, where he could go do that. But I forget. Gosh. I want to say it was like 05. It was either 2005 or 2004. And he was like a soccer, like that was his narrative. Like they won state when I was a sophomore, and I think he was a field goal kicker. I just can't remember if he was 1 or 2 years older. But
but where do soccer players go now? Like how much does the MLS even pay? I mean, it's not. None. You're probably getting more money NIL going to play football at a D1 school than maybe you get as a minor player, in the MLS. And so I just think unless you're one of the best in the United States and you can go play overseas, you're probably going to lean towards those other sports right now.
Yeah, I want to say also, isn't Sporting KC, isn't MLS switching their season?
They are
Scott
changing
Parks,
something
I think,
up.
said
Yes,
that he
they are,
gave up
yes.
his season tickets.
Yeah,
because he was always loving his time with Sporting KC. He's like, there was like a few games where they were cool, but like most of the time it was perfect. Now they're going to be in the wintertime. I'm like, they're going to compete with the NFL. He goes, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
wow.
Because you watch the EPL.
Because it's current.
Yeah.
It's don't sleep on it. The comments are fun.
Yeah.
It's the different style. and then maybe Sporting KC. Like,
yeah. Oh, you're ranking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, Sporting
like, I
KC
would go
right
with
now
that
is not.
order.
Yeah.
It is KC current
Far and away.
And then I would say the Comets, and then you got a rebuild plus a new season. Because isn't the opening game either?
I think it was like this
past
weekend. Yeah.
You hear about it?
No.
Okay.
Well, I did not. I don't even know who the name of the coach is at this point in time, and I'm not saying that for effect. I mean, for 20 years we had Peter Vermees as the coach and the leader of that organization. Maybe you didn't know the players, but you always knew Peter was there.
Yeah.
I have no idea who the coach is for Sporting Kansas. I can't name a player on Sporting Kansas City. Again, I'm not doing that I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not on my radar.
I mean, it's
Maybe that's why they're changing the season.
Yeah, they're going to have a transition season in 2027. They're calling it the sprint season.
Okay.
It'll take place from February to May. They'll play 14 games. And then the new schedule will start in 2027 in July.
And when will it end?
December.
March?
Mid-December.
Yeah.
Well,
no, because
winter
it used
break from mid-December to early February.
A winter break. That's what we need in a sport. That's what you need when you're trying to get footing. Let's stop down and go for a winter break.
Semester's over.
And then reconvene, and we're all at the same record. I mean, we're just pausing for 6 weeks.
And then you start back in February, and then that's that's
It
not
would
good.
go, man.
Wait,
And then you go till May, so it's like 2.5 months of like intense soccer after a break. That's weird. Cool. Ralph Wicki.
That's the name of the coach.
Who?
Raphael Wicki.
There you go.
What he do?
Yeah.
He's the coach?
Sounds like the guy from The Lion King. How manana, squish banana, Simba.
Say that schedule again?
Yeah, dude, they're going to sprint in 2027 for 3 months, play 14 games.
And then they're going to start a season, stop for 2.5 months, so everybody loses interest, and then we reconvene.
Then come back and then go till May. Yeah, that'll be rough.
See, that's the problem. Nobody understands what the hell soccer's doing most of the time either. And I know that for a fact because I sit on these fields, and every parent who's been watching these games for 10 years still has no idea what offsides is. But stuff like that doesn't grab the American sports fan. If you are the MLS, be American. Stop trying to be European. Stop trying to be a sport that the American sports fan doesn't understand.
But if you're American outside the bathroom and American...
No, if you're American in the living room, what are you in the bathroom?
European. Stop being European.
Hello, America.
All right, let's get into an overreaction on a Monday as we battle through this as got to be the last cold day. That's not my overreaction. My overreaction today is Connor McDavid. He's never going to win anything of significance at the top.
I mean, that's one of the first things I thought of yesterday was like another
I ran to the
moment
phone. I was like,
for
hey.
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid, and I don't give a rip if you're upset that Sidney Crosby didn't play. You're like, well, Sidney didn't play, so I'll give it.
I had some people say, what if Sidney, who cares? We won the gold.
He didn't
Stop
play.
asking the what ifs.
I'm sorry, he didn't play.
Didn't play.
And he's older now.
What if Bumgarner didn't, pitch great in 14?
What if they sent Gordo?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're full of excuses right now.
Oh, sure they are.
Yep.
The Canadians are.
Yeah.
Bad losers right now.
Can you look up like worst Canadians excuses so far and see what we have and let's mock some of them?
I saw one guy take a chainsaw to his TV. But Connor McDavid, you're never going to win anything. He should. The last 3 years, he's lost gold. He's lost Stanley Cup final. Oh, and by the way, the year prior to that, he lost a Stanley Cup final to the same exact team who's now beaten him in back-to-back years. That is the Florida Panthers. Connor McDavid, it just ain't for you at the top. Maybe you're Charles Barkley. Maybe you're Jim Kelly. Maybe you're Dan Marino. You're going to go down as one of the greatest hockey players to ever touch the ice, not ground, ice. But Connor McDavid's never going to win anything. It just doesn't happen for guys sometimes. And I think he's just the next man up. Who follows him? Is it Aaron Judge? Is it Josh Allen? Is it Joe Burrow? I don't know. But Connor McDavid, you're never going to win anything significant at the top in your sport.
How would you, this is a deep question, I think. How would you live with yourself once you're retired knowing you got that close but never got over the hump? Is that something that you could be and move on from? Or would that be something, I know for me, would probably haunt me forever?
No, I think it'd be one of those things that you would think about. I mean, you got to the moment. So you lost in the championship game twice. You lost in a gold medal game. Look, I mean, he's still got a lot of mileage left on his ticket here in his career. Maybe not a lot to say that, but he's got enough. Plays for a really good team in Edmonton, plays for a really good national team in Canada, so he'll always have a chance. But for him, I don't know him personally as competitor-wise, but I mean, I would think somebody like Josh Allen because of how it's happened, right? Similar to Connor McDavid, overtime loss, same team back-to-back, 1 year at Game 7, I believe, as well. Also blowing a 3-1 lead in that final, or coming back from 3-1. One of the two Edmonton did.
I mean, then you got Aaron Judge, who is up this close to winning, and it's because of him why they didn't beat the Dodgers in Game 5.
Yeah, it depends on the athlete you ask. I think it you could see it in the field of play. Like McDavid doesn't really show a lot of emotion. Josh Allen does. Aaron Judge, not a lot of emotion.
Not a lot of emotion at all. No.
Dan Marino did. I bet it bothers Dan Marino. I mean, the first year you get there and you lose to the guy named Montana,
right?
Similar to like Josh Allen, you
and
lose
then
the
never
guy
back. At least Josh Allen has had an opportunity to be back in those kind of moments, but
not the Super Bowl.
Not the Super Bowl. No, and Marino. I mean, imagine waking up as Dan Marino every day, going, "Damn, I was this close." He's probably fine.
I bet it's similar to like once in a while, like when they watch that game, they're like, "Damn, I never got there."
Yeah,
that sucks. Oh well.
Yeah,
I made a ton of money and I'm famous and I have a
exactly.
big house and a family. So I don't think it really is.
Look at my bank account is what he would probably say. But athletes are different than us, as we talked about last week with that guy. Did you lose silver or win? Whatever the question was. To Eileen
Two
Gu.
silvers lost or 2 golds gained. Screw you.
So then she answered that, so that probably tells you I work hard to get here. I'm proud of anything.
Yeah.
What's yours?
And then she won another gold after that.
You saw her grandma died, and they didn't tell her, too, till after the event.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then went straight to the
that's
press
why she
conference
was
to tell
breaking
everybody.
down.
Yeah. She's like, sorry I'm late. I just got news my grandmother passed away. It's like, whoever asked the first question.
Yeah. I mean, very much like we saw in 2015 with Edison Volquez's father dying.
Over to me. I don't think AJ DeBanz is worth the hype that's happening right now. I've seen his last 6 games. I've watched a few of them. I've seen every highlight. I've saw every bucket. I know the stats. I just don't see it. I see a guy who's 6'9" and using his size against smaller, weaker college players. I don't see a guy who has any dribble moves. I see a guy with a decent 3-point shot. That'll translate. That's the big thing that'll translate to the NBA. I see a team getting a guy who they are going to be upset with in 2 years because he's just raw. He just doesn't have a lot of bag. He's using size and athleticism, and guess what? Everyone has that in droves in the NBA. I would be worried about him if I was one of those top 5 teams.
But he plays for his team, doesn't load management.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
And he makes $7 million from Crumble Cookie.
Which, by the way, what did you send us this
Cookie
weekend?
sticks.
Cookie fries?
Cookie fries with a side of chocolate.
I mean,
hello, America.
Can you get vanilla icing?
Well, my buddy asked, of course, right away when I showed him the pitch. He goes, what? He goes, I'd like it better with a side of caramel. I go, haven't even tried it yet.
I mean,
haven't even presented it to you.
How do you
immediately
know?
debunking it for caramel?
How do you
Not
know?
mad about it.
How do you know that you don't?
I mean,
like
it looked delicious.
It looked fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't need a dipping sauce, quite honestly, for that.
Not mad about it though.
No. My overreaction involves Olympic hockey. Jerry and Snoop Dogg
That's
playing on the
hilarious,
ice
dude.
together, right?
That was
I mean,
awesome.
there it is. Can
So
you see it
good.
on the screen, Mac? Is it good?
A little closer.
Right there? A little closer. How's that?
That's good.
There it is.
I mean,
There it is.
80 years old and able to do that on Facebook is number one.
It's unbelievable. So,
hello, America.
Let me say this. My overreaction. Did Kenny Albert just become a broadcasting icon over the last 2 weeks?
Yes.
Should we put him up there with the Jim Nances? That's a good pull by you.
No.
The Jim Nances of the world and all the number one broadcasters, because I'll be honest with you, man, Kenny Albert was fantastic during these Olympic Games. Fantastic.
Is he better than Nance?
His big call is better than Jim Nance's.
Yeah, he's a different broadcast.
Different broadcast. That's He elevates.
Is he better than Tirico?
You're asking the wrong guy. Tarico's okay for me.
Well, I'm just trying to say
yeah.
you want to put him in the best. Is he better than Harlan?
No, not for me. He's not. But
Is he better than Ian?
No.
Still think he's not on the top. He's next wave. He
could be number 3 though.
What would you? Yeah.
I mean, I think he made a lot for himself.
I think Joe Buck's better. I think Ian Eagle's better. I think Harlan's better. I think Tirico's better. I think Nance is better. I think it's fine to put him in like the top 10 though. I think he's up there with Noah Eagle.
Noah's great.
Noah's fantastic.
I'm tired of hearing the nepotism stuff with him too. He's
Go look at his
unbelievably
resume.
awesome. He's so
incredible.
good.
Just go look at his resume. It's like
Yeah.
he did everything from like this soccer to this basketball to this league to that league to this college to this. His resume speaks for itself.
Yeah.
There is nepotism for sure. His name got him into many, many doors.
No doubt.
But he also answered the call. He's not Jack Collinsworth. We're like, oh yeah, go do it. And then now
Bingo.
you're like, where's he at?
Yeah, bingo. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like Jack Collinsworth,
put
that's
him on-
nepotism. He sucks.
Yeah, they put him on NBC's like number 3.
I mean, he was calling Notre Dame, for God's sakes. I mean, that's nepotism at its finest right there, is that Jack Collinsworth, but not Noah Eagle. But I don't think Jim Nance would have been good on that game yesterday. I don't know that Tirico necessarily would have been good at that game yesterday because their big moments are more calm than a guy like a Kenny Albert, a Kevin Harlan, and Ian Eagle. They're more boisterous announcers, if you will, and that's not a negative thing, than a Kevin Harlan type guy or a Mike Tirico guy whose voices aren't as commanding and powering and deep as a Kevin Harlan and a guy like, we saw yesterday with Kenny Albert.
Yeah, I think Tirico's kind of like in that Bob Costas. Like it's
Exactly,
cool.
yeah.
You're like, it's cool to hear him do like one every once in a while. Like maybe he does NBC Sunday Night Football always with Collinsworth. But then after that, it's like, I like him. And we'll actually play that next on the seconds. He had a really, 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 really awesome message to close out the Olympic
and
broadcast.
he's good for stuff like that, too. Yeah.
For sure. So we'll play that next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Park and Go are ready for you. Spring break is coming in a couple of weeks, and you need to get your reservation for parking. In fact, I made a couple of reservations the other day at Park and Go, and it's so simple with their app. Just pick the dates, the times, and you're done. Then you prepay. You want to prepay because you're going to save money on every single day that you park at Park and Go. So you want to book your reservation on their app or at bookparkandgo.com. Then you've got a covered parking spot reserved for you. That's exactly right. All for you because every spot is covered at Park and Go. Show up on the day of your flight, give them your reservation number. They'll direct you to that covered parking spot. A van will meet you immediately and take you right to the airport terminal. And when you get back, it's beautiful. Park and Go is right there waiting for you. Just grab your bags, walk outside, jump on the bus, and it's off to your car you go. So do what we did and join their frequent Parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Missouri, get ready. Circus Sports is giving you the chance to win owner Derek Stevens' wallet. From February 3rd to March 15th, you can take home your share of $250,000 in cash. Simply wager $100 and earn 1 share, wager $1,000 to earn 2 shares, wager $5,000 for a 3rd share. Bet on anything from pro sports to college, straight bets to futures. Don't miss your chance to cash in and take home your share of Derek's wallet. Visit circusports.com for details. Must be 21 and older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
In Kansas, truth is told in speed. Wide open, full bore, and no mercy. Season momentum earned 3 and 4 wide. Loud, intense, inches predicting outcomes. Blink and miss.
They bang sideways.
What just happened? Pure speed whipping across the plains.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, April 18th and 19th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
You
like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Visit AnthonyPHC.com today.
Keep your home warm and your furnace running strong with expert HVAC care from Anthony. Celebrate our 75th anniversary. Get $75 off a furnace tune-up. Book now at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
On the Missouri side, inbound I-29 from 435 into downtown, about 15 minutes. Checking 435, you're moving at posted speeds or better all around the metro. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Sometimes I think things can happen to you in full circle for karma reasons. Is this fair to say? So for those of you that don't remember when JT and I were blessed enough by our friend Robert, a.k.a. the Osei. He brought us up San Antonio's, the tacos, right? San Antonio's, the wonderful Mexican street tacos.
Smash.
Right? Delicious. Loaded with onions. I promise you, I ate them out there in the bullpen. That's 100% factual. I ate them out there. I did not know that JT Noah, sorry JT, you have to go down on the ship with me because we sank for about a week, was going to eat them back there and, touch the faders. We're just getting started. So then I made sure to throw all of the leftovers of onions and cilantro and salsas and limes and all that stuff in the trash can outside the studio.
Right.
Well, it didn't matter, right? Most pungent onions you'll ever smell in your entire life. Smelled the whole studio.
Yeah, it does smell.
And I get
onions.
dude, I got 50
B-Dub
texts
pissed.
back at 6:04 a.m. the next morning. Hey, man, it smells like onions in here. I'm like, what do you mean? I threw them out in the outside trash. Nah, man, that's messed up. I'm like, dude, Dub, I wouldn't try to piss you off, dude. First off, you'd kill me. Second off, I'm not that guy because I got to be in that studio later tonight. We are one family. I'm not Ben Heisler, who one time heated up salmon in the microwave and ate it during the drive while Carrington and Danny were going back and forth about something. And I came in and he just goes, hey, man, sorry, I decided to have salmon today. And I was like, why would you have salmon at office lunch? I don't know. I didn't really think about it, but sorry for the smell. Either way, so something happened in the world of karma because I'm not saying any names, but somebody who might have hosted on Friday night after the first Royals game on TV, by the way, on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Royals. Josh Verner, about 2 hours. Somebody decided to have them a nice Culver's cheeseburger.
Looks like Logan was hosting on Friday.
Well, I didn't say the name.
February 20th, the last thing I see on our Twitter account, Friday on the Drive with Logan Weber.
Okay, well, there was quite the hint of onion, lettuce, and mustard on the microphone this morning. For those of you that were
Did we have any? But hold on, though. Was there anybody here on the weekend?
No,
were there any weekend shows this week or anything like that? So that stench has been hanging since Friday?
It's a strong onion.
Oh,
it's like a fresh, you know when you get like a burger to go and they throw all the toppings in the white little container and you open that up?
Yeah, you get that whiff of onions.
We got that all morning.
Well, Dusty, like when the show started, was kind of going through some things over there, like a little behind the scenes. I'm not, the guy who's the nut, the germaphobe guy, Howie Mandel. I'm not to that level, but I'm close. I've been coming in every morning and Lysoling the counter for years. I mean, so, and then Dusty all of a sudden's like, I'm like, oh, you got to clean that microphone off, man.
It's brutal.
Like he can't even talk in it. It's so bad. So we Lysoled the microphone. He got the Lysol wipes out. He cleaned them down. But there's a lot of times I come in, there's sticky residue here from Cody. It's disgusting. Like, you shouldn't, we don't eat in the studio as a rule.
Well, we also work at 6 in the morning to 10 a.m.
Well, you would think, hey, we have breakfast or something come in. Hey, children, it's good for the kids. But
no, I am dead ass serious. My microphone smells like lightly BO on the t-shirt.
Yeah. I get that. I get that smell. And you're like, and he's sniffing around. He's going, "Where's it coming from? The garbage."
It's not stopping. There was just double deluxe.
I mean, if you're
side onion,
if you're gonna eat outside the studio, no, you don't deserve it at all. No, you don't. Nobody deserves that. Like, and if you're gonna throw your trash away, throw it out. Don't leave it in a condensed box for 48 hours where the smell of onion's gonna ferment. And then the people come in the next morning. They got to sit there and smell your onion, your dirty feet, your BO. It's gross.
Your BBL.
I don't understand why people just aren't humans. Like, why would you leave a box of trash in that trash can under a desk for 2 straight days instead of just taking it outside?
I don't think Logan's a slop dog. Like, I don't think he's going like, and the other thing.
Yeah, no, I hope not.
Like,
did you ever work with anybody who ate on the air? More ranch!
No, I really did, though.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'm like, it's wild for you to go to the internet and look at our schedule on the show. It's like Logan Weber, Friday.
Well, he's trying to figure out who it was. I'm a big. We live in a society.
Like, would you be mad if somebody in there?
Oh, 100%.
Because your trash can slot pit USA. McDonald's bag,
yeah, it would have been worse,
McCafe cup, Coke bottle, cheese
degrees in here,
and also, 88 degrees in your studio.
Literally.
Anyways, we should probably stop complaining because there are people that probably have to work outside.
Because everybody at work has got some sort of complaint. So everybody's identifying, go, yeah, I got that guy who does that in my office too.
Max got a sweat pit back there. I've got an onion and cheese mite today, dude. I want you to just come in here and get a waff.
Gosh, I don't
You want a Monday morning kickstart?
Yeah.
Come in here.
Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah. New logo.
Or maybe some Culver's leftover from Friday. Yeah, dude.
Gross.
It's brutal. This was on Sunday, though.
Because of a drought that almost lasted a half century, those teams are revered. They are held on to forever. And what happened today doesn't take away from the greatness of those teams or the meaning that those teams have in U.S. hockey. But what you saw today was the build of a generation, inspired perhaps by that team that lost in 2010 in Vancouver to the Sidney Crosby golden goal in overtime, or the team where TJ Oshie had all those shootout goals in 2014. That's when these guys were doing what you're doing, watching on TV, and they were young and they were living the dream. So for all the young people out there, not just the hockey, but all the Olympics you've watched, those dreams are formed now. Go chase them and go get them, because our country loves sports and it brings us together unlike anything else. And if you didn't know that, if you haven't been watching the last 2 weeks, you saw it in Team USA Hockey, winning the gold over their arch rival Canada here in Milan to wrap up these 25th Olympic Winter Games.
That's well done.
Got nothing to add to that.
No, well done on that. And, when was the last time, though, you sat around and watched a game with that much like nervousness, you know?
Whatever that All-Star was.
That one a year ago. Yeah,
that was the close, and I was more amped this week.
Yeah, this one for you. But I mean, I sat there with nerves. I mean, that's what we want as sports fans. Like, you didn't really have that probably maybe since the Super Bowl locally, right? A year ago when you had that 12, 14 months ago now when that Super Bowl took place in New Orleans. Maybe you had, those nerves on that day, but those dissipated very fast. Those nerves, that was out the window in the first 5 minutes of that game. You kind of went, uh-oh.
How are you when Ohtani and Trout squared off?
Not like I was yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
why?
that was
I
more
didn't
of a
realize
short.
I didn't realize the bigness of that at that time a couple of years ago. That's my bad on that one. I didn't realize.
Now Ohtani's not pitching.
Yeah, I know that stinks. You'll never get that Ohtani Trout matchup again. But also probably smart if you're doing it that way. He's got to pitch for the regular season. But I don't. No, I didn't appreciate that. I didn't get into it as much as I probably should have. But this one I did, and I thought to myself after that, I swung and missed on that. No pun intended. That Ohtani Trout thing. I really did. I didn't put that into the right kind of perspective of where it is, because now I look back and I go, okay, that was 3 years ago. And just talking to people about the World Baseball Classic, it's not that the Americans want to win the gold. They want to beat Japan and get revenge over Japan. And so now I know what that means, to the United States baseball players. And so I'll be watching the World Baseball Classic now more intently than I ever have in years past. And that's a me thing. I screwed that one up last time. But, I mean, games like that yesterday, that's why we are sports fans. And listening to Rico talk about those kids in 14, and I'm thinking to myself, like, when we were kids, we pretended we were Team USA playing hockey in the street or on a frozen, plot of land that we found, or later on in life, playing roller hockey and renting out facilities. And we were always pretending we were Team USA. There's no greater thing than winning gold for your country.
Full circle conversation from the 913. I went to Culver's by the station on Friday as well. The burger my wife had, the onions were extra strong. LOL, Logan must have had the same batch.
Oh, my.
I mean,
there it is.
Dude, it's like 8th grade body odor over here.
I know what that ripe funk smell that everybody knows. And you're like, oh, God, yes.
Mac, during the break, I'll switch places with you for the whole break, but you have to sit here and get the smell, and I'll get the heat.
I'm good.
I'd rather have, I don't know.
No, the heat. I have a fan. I can take my shirt off.
Yeah, but I can breathe through my mouth, too.
You take your shirt off, you got to turn your camera on.
Yeah, all the Cougars out there will be interested, man.
You really get Monday to a wake-up call. Well, hey, guess what? More Darren Peterson drama. I am all here for it.
Who isn't?
Dick Vitale, Bill Self, every Kansas fan on Twitter. Boy, is it juicy here on 96.5 The Fan. You're over Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying enough with the pain. Enough. It's time to call QC Kinetics and say, I'm not dealing with my joint pain anymore. I'm not dealing with a bum hip or a knee or an elbow or anything like that hurts. And if 40,000 people are finding relief from QC Kinetics, it's time for you as well. Before you have that surgery, before you put life on hold, there is another way. It's QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. Get started now to ease inflammation and slow the progression of arthritis. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your research. Call QC Kinetics today for that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
This is Blake Fanning with Shawnee Mission Ford. Ford has just announced an additional $2,000 in bonus cash that we are passing on to you, our customers. Shawnee Mission Ford is going to combine that with our large discounts and top trade allowances to save you thousands. You can save up to $9,000 off MSRP on 25 Explorers, $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Broncos, $6,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports, and $5,000 off MSRP on 25 Expeditions and F-150s. Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more in 26.
Advent Health welcomes the KC Golf Show, February 27th through March 1st at the Overland Park Convention Center. Get front door bonuses like 5 Great Life golf rounds, Golf to Mules National, free balls, sim time with Barry's Golf and Groove and Birdie's Indoor Golf, and get an Advent Health Championship ticket, all while they last. Saturday the 28th is Women's Day, presented by Elevated Home Team and Keller Williams Realty Partners. Test drive Callaway, Mizuno, Cleveland, and more with Golf MD. See the new RMI carts. Play the Edwards-Jones Straight Drive, Genesis of Kansas City Long Putt, and the Midwest Golf Innovation Simulator. Get lessons with Imperial Golf. Roll it with Extreme Green and Evolved putters. Relax in Yingling Flight's 19th hole. Savor samples from Tito's Vodka and Booth Creek Wagyu. All at the Golf Show, February 27th through March 1st at the OP Convention Center. Thanks to WHB, Lake of the Ozarks Golf Trail, Visit Mississippi, Old Kinderhook, and Mulligan's Country Club. Kids under 12 are free. Tickets at kansascitygolfshow.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Savings!
Discounts, the best bargains.
At Ollie's, we've got brand name merchandise at up to 70% off the fancy store prices every day.
I get to keep more money in my pocket.
Ollie's! Good stuff, cheap! This update is brought to you by Ollie's Bargain Outlet.
Rob Sight Ford, KC's Ford volume leader and top rated on Google. 135th and State Line. Rob Sight Ford, your 2025 Ford volume leader. Top rated on Google with 4.8 stars and 3,000 plus reviews. The best selection, best prices, and Kansas City's best customer service. Visit Rob Sight Ford at 135th and State Line. Buy right, save big, and drive home a winner. Only at Rob Sight Ford.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Heading out of downtown, 70 westbound, slows past I-35, stays sluggish to the state line. Grandview 49 northbound with an accident reporting before Longview Road, keeping things heavy, not quite back to Harry S. Truman. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Apparently our emergency alert system alarm went off in the middle of me giving the speech about why my microphone stinks in 30 seconds or less. Basically, one time I was brought tacos from a place. It smelled like onions everywhere. Whole studio, everything. Fast forward to last Friday, someone came in, smashed a burger with onions or something on it, and now this whole area smells like onions. So karma is a B, capital B. Hitting me in the face today with onions and lettuce smell here on 96.5 The Fan. You are listening to 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City. Well, fellas, what do we think about Saturday around 2 o'clock? You were probably on your way to see a show, I think, right?
Yeah, we were in the car. We were driving.
Definitely not listening.
No.
No. Because you got to get ready for the concert. Yeah. And, you know, I don't know. It seems like I'm enjoying this in a weird way.
Oh, I am.
When it comes to Darren Peterson. Because
I'm loving every minute of it.
The reason why is I guess you would classify it as trolling when it comes to the questions that I'll ask. Because, I mean, you know, that's the worst loss in the Bill Self era in Lawrence, Kansas. And I'm going to play 2 different pieces of audio from Bill Self. Because that game, in my opinion, was not a Darren Peterson loss game reasoning. the team's better without him. That team didn't look like the team that played Arizona. That's Darren Peterson's team. Like, he wasn't on. Here's the deal. KU showed up, thought they had an easy win against Cincinnati. They had Houston on tonight, who's a big matchup.
Yeah.
They're ready for that game. They didn't think themselves. Yes, I saw the exact same thing you guys saw. Darren Peterson kind of jogging over to stop the guy from shooting the three in the corner. I saw it. I'm going to give you credit. I saw that one time. But I saw still the best player on the floor was Darren Peterson. I saw an entire team not really care to play Cincinnati. I didn't see a team broken like a lot of people might think, like, oh, well, it's, they're mad at Darren Peterson. I'm not going to take that picture that was taken way out of context of him coming off the bench to the thing and be like, well, this sums up this entire year. It's out of context. It's not what it's trying to. You're doing exactly what you're trying to do. That is trolling. Putting a picture of 4 guys on the free throw line all together with their arms around each other, and Darren Peterson, coming to that group and being like, this sums up the entire year.
Well, at least the photographer came out and goes, everybody's taking this out of context.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he came out and said that,
right. But it's funny that, like, everyone else, like you said, is like, well, this sums up the year.
Well, he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt anymore either.
And he
Darren
doesn't.
Peterson.
I'm not, and that's why I'm saying, like, I love it, because everybody's wrong, in my opinion. Because somebody's got to talk from Darren Peterson's side. Being this quiet this long is wrong.
No,
in my
absolutely.
opinion.
I mean, we have said that all along.
Yeah.
It's time for the agent or whoever,
somebody just come out and say it.
Darren, somebody.
Somebody say it.
Somebody's got to come out and tell us what it is. But it seems like we're battling between two things. One, the narrative is he doesn't like basketball from a lot of people, right? Okay, so we've heard that narrative out there.
Yeah.
And then the injuries, and they're real, and that his body isn't letting him finish games. I mean, it's one of two things, right? Those are the two narratives out there on Darren Peterson. Which one would you rather, say is worse? I think not liking ball is the worst narrative than the injury narrative, right?
That's
and I don't know and I don't know that that's the case at all. I mean, I don't think that's the situation. I think we're just watching what is now going to be kind of the new norm in college basketball, and people are not gonna embrace it, but they're not going to cut it out unless the NBA decides to change the age limit again and make it 18, where these kids can jump right from high school to the NBA. College basketball is going to embrace this, because this has been the biggest story in college basketball this year. It's what everybody's talking about in college basketball. Hell, Dick Vitale is now weighing in, and he's the most important voice that college basketball has ever had, and he's weighing in on this. And so this is going to go on as long as the NBA continues to keep the age limit at 19, and there's that quote-unquote gap year for a lot of these players. It's going to continue at the collegiate level. I think Darren Peterson has just opened the door to show other guys, yeah, you can go to college, you can make your NIL, and you can dictate your kind of pathway through that first year or only year that you're going to be at the collegiate level.
Yeah, for now. This was Bill Self on Darren Peterson, though, about his, roller coaster of a season.
He hasn't finished games. The reasons why they say he hasn't finished games is 100% false. So at least in 70 to 80% of the reasons why, that with what they've said that I've heard. So I can't say 100% of everything would be false, but that's the narrative that's being put out there. But the bottom line is there is a way to change the narrative. Play, finish. Now, if his body allows him to, fantastic. If it doesn't allow him to, then they'll say something again the next game. But that's the way to get people to quit talking. It's not me saying it's not fair. I don't think that really keeps anybody from having an opinion on it at a national level or on this level or any level, to be quite candid. But I do think that it's easy for everybody to say what's happening within a situation that really doesn't know the situation.
And quite honestly, from that audio, it sounds like nobody, even Bill Self, knows what's going on, because he's like, it's 100% false for whatever. And then all of a sudden it's, well, I can't say 100% of the time it's false, but 70, like what are we doing? So that's why somebody that represents this kid or himself needs to just go out there and do it, because you're going to constantly get the same argument. He didn't. I promise to you guys, people were mad that he wasn't getting assists. Like a week ago, it was like, oh yeah, ball hog. What do you want him to do?
Yeah, and then he went out there and shot. Wasn't great yesterday or 2 days ago.
And then he was fine. I mean, he had 16 points, played 34
1
minutes,
of 7 from 3 or something like that.
But then didn't hustle one time to the guy shooting the 3 in the corner. So again, I understand all of it. I understand the frustration from KU faithful that are sick of it and tired of it and all of that. I understand why he's doing it. I truly do. It's load management.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100% what it is. It's load management. And he's able to do it, and he's doing it. Whether you like it or don't, you deal with it. And the fact that Dick Vitale is advocating that they should have a divorce and kick him off the team, Dick Vitale, we can have another discussion.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, get out of here, dude. To tell a kid that he can't play basketball.
Yeah.
Dick Vitale, get off Twitter, dude. First off.
But I will say this. This is
Nobody wants to play in your tournament for your car.
This is a bad relationship, though. This is like a divorce. I mean, we've all been in bad relationships that you know that you need to get out of. And
divorce is a separation.
That's right. Yeah, I know. I mean, but it will be divorced at the end of this season. I mean, we're going to move on. But I understand what Dick Vitale is saying, because I know from KU fans, no matter what this kid does, I get texts from my buddies complaining about Darren Peterson, right? It just doesn't matter.
And how old are those people, may I ask?
My age or older, So
50s to mid-50s.
Yeah, just people who've been following college sports for a long time and, don't like where college sports is going. And they come to me and I go, I'm not here to listen to you because I don't care, because I enjoy what's going on in college sports right now. But I understand where the diehard fans are over this guy. And we've all been in relationships before. It has gotten to that point now. There's only a month left of the season anyway, so it's not like you're going to kick him off the team or do anything like that. But I understand the analogy that Dick Vitale is using, because we've all been in those relationships where everything that person in that relationship that you're in with annoys the hell out of you. And that's when it's time to move on. That's when it's time to divorce. The little things. And now it's the little things that are bothering the KU fans, because I saw a lot of hatred on X, or hearing from my fans or friends about my friends about this game. And so I'm like, all right, we're in the car driving. We're going to Oklahoma City. We're going to see the concert. And I start looking up and I'm like, now you're complaining just to complain. And that's why I do agree with Dick Vitale. It's come to that point where KU fans are just ready to move on from this guy, because he really didn't have hugely a negative impact on that game. But the one shot that he didn't look like he was going full speed to block, that's what people are going to jump on. And that's why the divorce, I think, is the word that Dick Vitale uses, because I think for the majority of the diehard KU fan, they're done with it. They're ready to move on. They're tired of watching him play, not play, figuring out what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, how this whole thing is going to move every day. You wonder, you got a game against Houston. Is he going to play today? Is he not going to play? Is he going to give effort today? Is he not going to give effort today? Is he going to take himself out of the game? And so I just think KU fans, the diehard ones that have been there, that have loved college basketball forever, they're over it. And I don't blame them for being over it. People like me, I like this. This has been fun. This has been for what we do for a living. And I'm very selfish with that kind of stuff. This is the greatest thing that happened to college basketball. And I hope it continues. And I hope guys continue to go for a year and continue to kind of, quote unquote, mock the system until they get it figured out. But I have no faith that anybody's going to get this thing figured out.
Kansas tonight, 8 o'clock on ESPN against Houston. I know that I'm hard. Should be a good game. By the way, let's see here. Darren Peterson, 16 games played, 16 games started. He is averaging 19.8 points a game and 27.2 minutes per game.
How's that bad?
That's why I'm saying Dick Vitale sucks, because he wants the kid kicked off the team today. It just, that doesn't make sense to me. For a guy that says he loves college sports because now it's different, he wants the kid to get kicked off the team and get gone. Yeah, not in my language.
I'm not kicking him off the team now.
That's literally what he's saying.
I know. But I do agree that it's time for a lot of Kansas fans and Darren Peterson to get a divorce. Like, that is a relationship that when it is done, A lot of the sides are not looking back at each other, and they're just moving forward. They ain't having sex every Tuesday, I'll tell you that.
So I guess we got to go to break. We can continue the conversation on the other side. Plus, we can get to other things that matter as well. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
When it was time to paint the inside of our home, we made one call, and that was the Certa Pro painters, and the experience was amazing. They took all the stress about the job away from me, and they'll do the same for you. And now's the time to get that painting project completed that you've been putting off. Each Certa Pro painter's business is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose Certa Pro painters.
Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of our friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. All you need to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA Futures, lock in your pick on who you think is going to go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or win the Western or Eastern Conference. Maybe you think that San Antonio is going to upset OKC out west. Maybe you got any idea who's going to come out of the Eastern Conference. Maybe you like Boston with the possible return of Jason Tatum. Whatever your bet is for the future, visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Remember, play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 of President, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry. For Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
It's impossible to have a bad day when you start it with Chick-fil-A.
Hi, I'm Miles.
And this is Grant.
And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how the fluffy, crispy goodness wakes us up in the morning. The chicken is crispy, the biscuit is soft, it's iconic.
Throw some jelly on it, you could throw some honey on it. It helps me kick off the day.
The hash browns are great. And I really like the shape of them too. Little circles of crispy goodness. Yeah, those early morning chicken biscuits are just great, man.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When the cold sets in across KC, AB May is the trusted name for keeping your home warm, safe, and secure. From furnace repairs to system replacements, we deliver reliable solutions and unmatched care and professionalism. Whether it's a sudden breakdown or routine maintenance, AB May is here to help. Trusted by generations of Kansas City homeowners, we're committed to doing things the right way every time. Call AB May at 913-732-9993 or visit us at abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and from changing seasons to unpredictable road conditions, having solid auto insurance gives you real peace of mind. With AAA, switching today means you could save up to 21% on your auto insurance. AAA offers dependable protection, personalized coverage options, and customer service that's always there for you. And when you bundle policies or insure multiple vehicles, you can save even more. Visit AAA.com. That's AAA.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri side, Lee Summit, US 50 westbound, a little sluggish from 3rd Street out past Chipman. Heading through the Grandview Triangle, things look good. 470 westbound, 435 westbound, no delays from there to the state line. Kansas side, 35 northbound looks good. Trip from Olathe into downtown, still 20 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back at it here on 96.5 The Fan. Big one tonight in Lawrence, I believe, right? Yeah. Houston coming to Lawrence, Kansas.
And some history could be made tonight either way. Got to get the exact stat up, but we've got the Allen Fieldhouse history of it, right?
Oh, never lost back-to-back. Is that what it is? Under Bill Self or something?
So this is it from Cyclone Dave.
Of course,
yeah. Iowa State's on it.
Right.
Cyclone Dave.
Cyclone Dave. The Cyclone fans have become like, just all you care about. Like, it reminds me of the old Missouri fan, like Carrington. You care more about KU than you do about your own team, Cyclone Dave.
Cyclone Dave, something historic is going to happen tomorrow. Well, now, tonight, regardless of outcome. The last time Houston lost 3 straight basketball games, January of 2017.
Wow.
The last time Kansas lost 2 consecutive home games. Any guesses?
2 consecutive home games for Kansas?
I'm going to guess probably sometime.
1963.
I'm going to. Is it 63?
No.
Oh, I'm going to guess 2022.
1988, 1989.
Okay.
Roy Williams.
Yeah, Roy's first year. Yeah, that's Roy's
After
first
the
year.
national caddy.
Yeah. Well, that was also the year they were on probation, so nobody really paid much attention, I would imagine.
36, 38 years.
Yeah, it's been
years.
been a very long time. Yeah, no, it's a big game, obviously, for them. And so, the last couple of weeks of the season are going to be big for everybody trying to position themselves.
Thought we were talking about Tuesday. But yeah, so
I just want to win, Jen.
Houston KU tonight. Let's
go.
This is Bill Self after the loss.
On a similar note, Forey said he felt like they should have respected the opponent more. I guess, what do you make of the fact that it's still possible for you guys to overlook opponents, having seen firsthand?
I'm not going to buy that. Okay, so respecting opponents more. Maybe. Coming out with the same energy that you have against Arizona and other people would be equal respect. We didn't do that today, but don't make something out of nothing, because no team is on point and at a 10 every game of the season, regardless if you're playing home or away. So I'm not buying that. We respected their opponent, but the bottom line is we didn't bring it as a unit from an energy standpoint like you got to when they're good. I mean, they're obviously, we played an NCAA tournament team today. There's no doubt about that. They've had their moments this season where they've been inconsistent and not as good, but they were great today.
So that's, I want to be clear the way I perceive that. That was a reporter leading in with Flory Bodinga's, however you say it. I think it's Bodinga.
Just say it fast.
Yeah, Bodinga. And Flory. We should probably just stick with Flory. So he comes in with that question saying that maybe he overlooked them, and Bill Self immediately, coach mindset, goes, no. I'm not going to believe that blank. So he's trying to basically say, like, yes, he's right, but also that team came in today maybe with a chip on its shoulder, maybe tired of Darren Peterson talk, maybe annoyed at KU in the Big 12 and noticed in like 5 minutes that KU might have been dragging ass. And they were like, we got a chance to beat these guys. And it builds up, it builds up, it builds up, right? And that kind of stuff can happen whenever, at any level you play in college, any basketball level, whether it's, you're in Little League, whether you're in high school, whether you're in middle school, if you can sense blood in the water, whether you are more or less talented, significant advantage.
And also, too, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, there's no better environment for a game when you have a situation like that than when you can start to feel the building and the momentum in the building, right? Mm-hmm. College basketball lends itself better than any other sport at that, because I'm sure the momentum in that building on Sunday, you could hear a pin drop, right? And Cincinnati's hitting shots, and the more shots they hit, the quieter it gets, and the more shots that KU misses, the quieter that gets, and you're getting propped up, and you're getting that second wave of adrenaline based on the silence that you've created in Allen Fieldhouse, which is something that nobody really ever does. I mean, what was that, the 10th loss in Bill Self's career at Allen Fieldhouse? So it's like it doesn't happen a lot, with that organization. So they fed off of that. And I can absolutely see that happening in college basketball, because I have seen that happen in college basketball. There's no greater kind of display than watching these kids feed off a crowd, whether it's an excited crowd or whether it's a crowd you just punched in the nuts like they did in Lawrence last week.
Yeah, it was where I knew KU wasn't KU and it wasn't just like a Peterson distraction was when there were two different elements where Cincinnati had gone 2 minutes without scoring and there was no Allen Fieldhouse run. Like, that's normally, no matter who you are, whether you are Houston tonight or Cincinnati on Saturday, if you go 2 minutes without scoring Allen Fieldhouse, traditionally that's when the horses start rolling.
Yeah.
And it gets to be like, you'll see it where it'll be like the last 2 minutes, KU's on a 12-1 run or something like that. And you look at the score and it implies that KU was in that groove. Cincinnati gave them two opportunities where there were two different points of 2 minutes or more without scoring. And it just so happened that the entire team. Now, this is where the Peterson discussion comes into play. Because this is where, is the team at this point tired of it? We'll find out really quickly tonight. Houston is a very good team.
Yeah.
And Houston's on their third leg of the third trifecta. And they've lost the previous two. Correct?
Yep.
They've lost the previous two games. They've lost to Arizona and they lost to Iowa State.
How have they played since he complained about that team being poor?
I'm not going to give that because I feel like his teams that he's played is like the number 1 team in the country, the number 4 team in the country, and like the number 9 team in the country. So tough resume there. But either way, I mean, from a response, the team seems fine. Like they're playing tough matchups. And tonight, Houston.
Yeah, 2 close losses.
Yeah, not like blowouts.
No.
So now Houston comes in tonight with their 1-seeded dreams on the line. And they got to go to Lawrence, Kansas against a team that just lost to Cincinnati versus a team that's lost 2 big games against Iowa State and Arizona, and that clashes.
Well, and
I'm excited.
For me, what I'm excited about, I'm excited to see what Darren Peterson does tonight. I really am. Like, that's the reason for me to watch this game. Let's see how he comes out. Oh, he's going to have the flu tonight?
No,
is he going to use the thing on the sidelines to, loosen up his thigh or whatever the case may be? But, like, these are the moments, though, Darren. Like, seriously.
It'll be interesting.
These are the moments that, you can assert yourself as that number 1 pick. You go out there and dominate. This is a national TV game. People are now tuning in to watch Darren Peterson because of the drama, the saga, and all of this stuff. Well, after this past weekend, more and more people are now going to tune in to watch Darren Peterson. And then you get to the tournament. Does he embrace these now big moments and take these big moments and go out there and dominate? Because, in years past, and I'll even say it probably today, I think KU wins tonight. It's just the way it always goes.
They're 2.5-point underdogs.
Yeah, right. At home, right. But I think they win. I think they win tonight. I do. I think that's just the natural progression of KU basketball that we've watched for all these years. And so I think they go out there. I think they take victory tonight. I think Darren Peterson plays well. Now, however, I will kind of couple that and say, but this isn't like what we're used to in the past. This is old school Bob coming out now and saying, oh, they'll just get it together because they always played with pride. They always played for Kansas. They always played for the fans. Darren Peterson isn't that guy. He just isn't. He does not care to go out there and play for the fans and the KU stuff and all the stuff that we as fans glam onto. He's got zero interest in that, and that's fine.
And neither did Wiggins, neither did Embiid, neither did Selby, neither did Ben McLemore.
But they went out and played. We never had this kind of adversarial relationship with a player like we're watching with Darren Peterson right now. And for a lot of fans, if he doesn't go 10 for 10 and doesn't score 25 points and doesn't play 35 minutes, they're going to find fault with Darren Peterson. That's why this relationship is unhealthy for the fans.
Well, if you're going to treat yourself as flawless, you better play flawless.
Yeah.
And I think that's the relationship they have.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you're right about that. That's fair. If you're going to act like this, you better dominate when you get out there and play. But again, it's sports, it's hard.
From every
aspect.
And
every aspect.
And I'm not advocating for him to do that. I'm just telling you,
you're right,
unless he has 25, 10, and 9, and 6. No one will, and then someone will say, well, he should have had a triple-double.
Yeah, why did he get out there and block that shot or, whatever it is?
Well, yeah, so I don't know. But, I mean, look, tonight's game, going to be awesome. Houston riding a 2-game losing streak against 2 of the best teams in the country, going up against Kansas, who just lost embarrassingly to Cincinnati at home.
But how does Bill say they didn't overlook? I mean, that's classic trap game,
He's protecting his narrative.
Yeah.
Like, if he goes, Flory might be onto something, we might have done, because then that reflects him.
Well, maybe that's.
He's also got to protect himself and his brand, and be like, then it's like, so you didn't,
But sometimes there's only so much you can do as a coach, and they go out there and lay an egg. I mean, we've seen the Chiefs and Andy Reid do that at least once every single year.
But again, to the same argument as Darren Peterson, if you are going to be Bill Self, you are going to get criticized on all sorts of levels, whether you do it or not.
But they'll bounce back because that's what they do. That's how they play. That's how they perform. And I mean, it's an old Jimmy Buffett song lyric. It's human nature to miscalculate. And in sports, it happens all the time. You see, okay, we've got Cincinnati. They stink. Their coach was ripping them a couple of weeks ago. Man, we got Houston on Big Monday. Let's just get through this game. We're focused on Houston and their kids. They see the big game that's coming up. And so teams overlook opponents all the time, and then they bounce back. And so I don't think what they did on Saturday is any judgment of what's going to happen tonight. I think they're going to be ready to go tonight. And I'll tell you what, man, that Melvin Council Jr. kid, I bet you he's the one that leads the way for Kansas tonight because he seems to be the one that buys into all of the Kansas hype and love and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's cute. He's played for 4 other teams.
I know, but Kansas fans love him.
Yeah, it's so
well,
funny.
He's embraced them, though. It's not funny. It's very evident. Melvin Council loves being a Jayhawk. Darren Peterson may not know that he lives in Kansas. That's where people are right now with Darren Peterson.
Yeah, I just think it's a little fake for Melvin Council.
Well, he's embraced it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's not.
They've embraced him.
Yeah, because of course they do. Because he plays, he acknowledges them, and he does all this stuff. Like, people thought Tiger Woods was an ass because he didn't shake hands with people on the side of the ropes. But somebody who goes over there like Bryson DeChambeau and is like, yeah, it's you for sure. I like that guy. Yeah, because he likes you. He's not here for you. Tiger Woods is here for majors. But yeah, I want to continue this because you talked about how you think some of your friends need to have a divorce with KU. Are you advocating for them to just not watch Kansas
this
year?
I'm not saying they need a divorce from KU. I think KU fans do need a divorce from Darren Peterson.
That's what I'm trying to ask you. Darren Peterson is not leaving this team until the end of the year, until he goes number 1 in the NBA draft. So if you're telling them they need a divorce from Darren Peterson in Kansas, are you basically saying this year you just probably shouldn't watch Kansas basketball?
They can do whatever they want, but I'm saying if you don't like it, then walk away. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I guess that kind of takes to me a little bit. If they did do that, that would make me think they're not really all in with Kansas.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to do that. But
exactly.
But doesn't mean like people stay together for the kids all the time, Dusty.
People that's not a divorce.
But eventually it will be. But you stay together and you don't live a happy life, and it doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's good. And then the kids move out, and you move on. Darren Peterson's moving out at the end of the year, so Kansas fans are like, I'm not going to divorce my program right now, but I'm ready to divorce Darren Peterson. But I'm going to stick with him for the next month because we got to get through the end of the school year, and then we can all bounce and go our separate directions. And so I think that's where it is. I don't think Kansas basketball fans want a divorce from Kansas. They want a divorce from Darren Peterson. They're done with the guy, and I don't blame them. Because if you're a diehard fan and you've been a diehard college fan, Darren Peterson is not the athlete for you.
No,
he just isn't.
They're not fans of him right now, but if they get to the Final Four, they will be in love with him.
Sure. Winning cures everything.
I watched people call into this radio station the day that Tyreek Hill was drafted and said they will not support this Kansas City Chiefs team. They will not watch the television. They will not do anything. And 6 months later, 79,000 people were chanting his name in unison for a punt return against the Raiders that he took to the house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, BS to the people that say that they are not going to watch it and that they don't like what's going on right now, because you do.
Well, you can watch it, but you don't like what's going on. I mean, I don't think the basketball, the diehard college fan likes what's going on, but they're still going to watch because that's what they like to do. That's their sport.
I also don't think the diehard fan is the 55-year-old person. I think the diehard college basketball fan now is the 20 to 35-year-old person.
Maybe.
So, I mean, I think if you have a problem with it, I think you should just realize it's not going to last forever. This is the first time it's ever happened in sports. And
what's the end game?
That's up to the NCAA. I can't answer that question.
I don't think it is up to the NCAA, though. It's
going to come into what Mac's been saying about NIL contracts. It's going to come to the point where it's you can then have contracts with your NILs that is hey, if you want to make this full amount of money, you have to have these sort of things happen, whether that is percentage of games, whether that is, length of years. This could be a $5 million NIL deal. Each year's $2.5 million. If you want the other $2.5 million, you have to play a sophomore season, or the NCAA and the NBA have a discussion about, because we're talking about tanking, we're talking about all this stuff. If you want to kind of have handshake hand, take the year out and say, you know what? If you think you're good enough, go.
This is the same conversations we've been having about college basketball and these players for 25 years. It's just a different version of it now, where they're getting the money and they're not going for the year and they're not buying in. How do we stop the one and dones? We've been talking about this for forever and a day, and college is never going to fix it. We have to stop talking about college fixing things because, again, college had 75 years.
Well, you asked me how they fixed it, and I just gave an explanation.
Yeah, but they're not going to, man. They've had 75 years to get this thing rectified because you know what's going to happen? They're going to come up with these rules, and then you're going to go around the rules, and then you're going to go around the rules, and you're going to go around the rules, and you're going to, and then we're back to where we are.
Aspect in life.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So it's never going to be fixed. The NBA is the one that needs to fix this and needs to rectify this by saying we are going to allow kids to go from high school to the NBA. We do not need to wait until they're 19 years old. And until the NBA is willing to do this, it's going to be this cat and mouse game. It's going to be somebody always trying to one-up somebody, trying to bend the rules in college sports. And so this is on the NBA. They need to say, no more gap year. We will take kids right out of high school like they did when LeBron went to the league. And some of those kids failed, but you know what? 50% of draft picks fail anyway in professional sports.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. Here we go. Story of the weekend. U.S. men's win gold against Canada yesterday morning. What a great start to a Sunday. I loved that. 7 a.m. Sign me up. One word on Olympic gold.
Awesome. America.
Hello, America.
Yeah, I would say Halla yeah for Halla Buck. I mean, that guy, man, Mr. Gold Medal
Legend.
himself.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't shoot the goal, but boy, he saved about 135 of them. Because I felt Canada was just all over us all game.
They should have won that game.
I thought they swarmed them on defense and they were more aggressive on offense, and yet here we are 2-1 talking gold medal.
They should have won that game. There's no question about that. But they didn't. So that's what matters. 42 shots on goal, 41 saves for Connor Hellebuck.
That's insane. Stood on his head yesterday, man. Like, that was one of the single greatest performances by an American athlete on the national stage. Maybe the best ever. It may be the best ever of an American player in a team sport on the international stage.
Sick.
To show you how good Hellebuck was, in another stat, expected goals in that medal game. Canada 5.96, USA 1.96. Hellebuck, just an absolute beast.
Yeah.
One word on KU Houston tonight, 8 p.m. ESPN.
Drama. A lot of drama going on up there, and it's good for the sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exciting. Prime.
Fox, my bad. 8 p.m. Fox.
Fox? Are you really? It's on Fox tonight?
I think so.
Fox has stepped their game up this year.
Wow, ESPN was promoting the heck out of it. I just assumed it was over there because they only promote stuff that's on their network.
I don't know why Fox Sports has their graphic in the game. It's ESPN.
Yeah.
I'm so
Big
sorry.
Monday.
Yeah.
That's a license thing. There'll be a game on at 6 o'clock, too, before it.
Yes.
Which will cause this game to tip off at 8:17.
Louisville at North Carolina will be a fun game.
Yeah.
21 versus 16. I think that'll be a good game. We'll see. I've only watched Louisville once, so
I wish Caleb Wilson was playing.
Exactly. No, Caleb Wilson does change that. That is fair. UNC, an underdog there, Louisville, -2.5 in North Carolina. One word on the Winter Olympics as a whole, it has come to a conclusion, but a fun 2.5 weeks or so. U.S. breaks their record for most medals in the Winter Olympic Games, finishing second behind Norway.
Wonderful. That was a great 2.5 weeks. I enjoyed every moment of it. I loved all the sports. At the end, I'm like, all right, enough curling because that was on constantly. Like, I think they did. Like, my wife said to me yesterday, goes, we didn't see much speed skating. I'm like, you're right, we didn't. There wasn't a lot of speed skating, shown and featured, but there was a lot of curling. I don't think we need as much curling anymore. That was kind of a hot sport for a while, but I think we've all seen enough curling right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say that it was as advertised. I know that's, I'm trying to get one word on this. Perfect. No, because it wasn't perfect either. Blissful. How about that? Because we had we had guys talking in my groups of, there's a bobsledder from Lee Summit. I'm like, yeah man, dude. Like there's that story. We found out who Jake Paul's married to. We found out that reporter that got schooled by
Eileen Gu
as well. Gold medal for men and women.
Michaela Schifrin finally broke through and won medals.
And it all started with Lindsey Vonn shattering her legs. I think that was 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, and then now we're done. And we'll see it again in 4 years.
Yep. Off to the French Alps, and then 4 years after that, it's back in the United States in Salt Lake City and Utah and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Salt Lake.
And now we're like 800 days away from the Summer Olympics in L.A., and also there will be Summer Olympic events taking place in Oklahoma City. The slalom, the river slalom will be in Oklahoma City, and the softball will be in Oklahoma City as well. And what I didn't realize until recently is that the Olympic soccer events are going to take place all over the country in different venues all over the United States. Closest for us will be St. Louis, consolation prize for not getting World Cup.
And what's crazy is we're probably going to see Darren Peterson play for the men in that Olympic game.
It might be on the roster there.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah.
First overall pick.
No, 2 years, he should be on that roster.
First overall pick
2 years.
projections.
It'll be close, yeah. He'll be right there.
I wonder I don't know how they do Team USA in basketball and how that all works out.
Well, they just don't need to have LeBron and Steph on that team.
No, they
Steph
don't. But
maybe on that team, but LeBron won't.
Well, LeBron will show up. Game. There's a camera.
We're good here.
It's the Olympics. It's LA.
It's the US. They've
got
a standard. They've got a standard. I think.
Well, I'm not saying that he will show up.
Oh, he'll be courtside.
He will be there in some way, trying to grab the attention.
He'll probably be broadcasting it.
Oh God.
That's a good drop. We'll dive more into the Olympics on the other side.
Terrible at.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Barry Hardy's is closed.
Well, that dog.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5, The Fan.
Well, let me tell you about my friends over at Golden Oak Lending, because they've been alongside for us with 11 years now in the books that we've been working with Golden Oak Lending, and it's been wonderful because every time rates start to drop, they call us, they notify us, and they say, hey, rates are getting ready to drop. You may be a good candidate for a refi in a couple of months. In fact, we had one of those conversations with Golden Oak a couple of weeks ago. We're waiting a few more months to see where these rates go, and it looks like we may be able to refinance and save money as well. And if that sounds good to you, and you're like, why are they calling you? Well, you got to take that first phone call and take that free mortgage checkup yourself. I promise you, it's worth everything. It's risk-free, no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a phone conversation where you tell Golden Oak all about your financial life, where you are, and what you want to try to accomplish. And then Golden Oak gets to work to find the perfect mortgage for you. If they have one that's better than you're in, they'll let you know about it, and then you're on your way. If they don't, they'll let you know that as well, and you'll be back in a couple of months to see if there's anything better out there. The average cash-out customer saves $1,104 per month, and then you'll go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment when you refinance with Golden Oak Lending. So take that free mortgage checkup today, 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause 30 told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
Just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans if you have any questions along the way? Beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Spring savings start early at Lowe's. Get a Cobalt 24-volt max leaf blower for just $99. It's powerful, lightweight, and ready to go. Plus, get 4 bags of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil for just $10. Don't wait. Get everything you need to start on your spring projects today. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/4. Soil offer excludes Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for 2. NBA futures let you lock in your pick for who you think is going to go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title, a tight race in the East or a race in the Western Conference. Maybe you want to look at some of the futures now post-trade deadline. Did Cleveland sell you with the James Harden trade that you should be making a bet on them to win the Eastern Conference? Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and President, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry. For Profit Boost token, opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry, at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 35 southbound with an accident at Lamar. Delays building from 18th Street Expressway. 435 southbound, also pretty heavy around Johnson Drive. Stays off again, on again, slow down past Midland with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Did you get Jerry's newest Olympic photo?
I just got the one with him and Snoop Dogg on ice skates.
Did you see
another one?
Yeah, he's in a bobsled with somebody else.
Oh, I did see the bobsled one. Yes, I did get that one.
Because it's a bobsled?
Yes.
Okay. Shout out Jerry and Selmo for listening to this show.
Go, Jerry.
You're assuming Jerry's up.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
It is 7:48. Yeah. John Knox Village wake-up calls 4 a.m.
Dude, Jerry, if you live in John Knox, bro, you live very close to my house. We can just kick it all day long. You drink all the Diet Coke you want. Shout out to JT Noah. He said him and his friends have been having the same conversation we've been having about Kansas and Darren Peterson. Obviously, JT, a big Mizzou fan and a UCM alum.
Shout out JT.
You know, like me, I'm a big UCM fan. I love the local teams. We've gotten stories from all, right? KU covered 9.5 on Saturday against Arkansas.
There we go.
And then
MU, yeah.
MU.
Yep.
we already went through the Jerome Tang stuff, right? And now we have Darren Peters. So college basketball's actually been okay for us.
Missouri hasn't bringing us any drama, though.
Yeah. I mean, some people consider them a bubblicious team, so maybe their drama starts at like the beginning of March.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
See where they go. Because, dude, Big 10 tournament, SEC tournament, Big 12 tournament, loaded. I know that I'm hard. I mean,
incredible.
Thursday conference tournament day, and maybe some on Wednesday is going to be because Saturday was awesome in college basketball, and also shout out to my buddies who love the show as well. So shout out to Tyler and Amanda as they have to go play for third place at the Harris Park League and Leaf Summit this Saturday.
There we go.
Third grade girls, baby. It gets intense.
Get that bronze.
You talk about Houston KU big game tonight. Big third place game. big third place game on Saturday for coaches Amanda and Tyler over there. But anyways,
Missouri's got my Vols tomorrow. Let's go.
Ooh, let's go Tigers.
Yep, in Columbia.
MIZ. Lunch on the line Friday or breakfast? Chick-fil-A
I'll do
spicy
that.
chicken
Yeah,
biscuit?
absolutely. Let's
you
go
get Tennessee, I get Mizzou.
GBO.
What's
I'll
the
take
line?
that. Let me look at it.
Pop's like, just give me the Friday and get me away from these two clowns.
I'll have to look at it.
I saw Eileen Gu. She made $23 million this Winter Olympics.
What?
Whoa!
It has it on. It has highest grossing Olympian athletes. What they made, $23 million. Now the Olympics have ended. I feel like that's an insane conversation to have. Wow.
Now she, I guess, was a
And
fashion
she
model
played for her
beforehand.
country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, she like she
She's a
had that-
swimsuit model, I think.
Yeah, she's
even.
been on Vogue magazine.
Everything.
And she is, I mean, she is a superstar. Like
And
we
very
said
young.
last week, 22,
Yeah.
23 years
The
old.
world
yeah.
is her oyster.
Legitimately, like that. She can do whatever the hell she wants to do, and she's going to get an opportunity to do it. She's smart. She's beautiful. She's, I mean, amazing with the way she handled that reporter the other day. Like anything that she wants. A great athlete, just fantastic in everything.
Yeah,
So,
this says highest paid athletes at the Winter Olympics. Eileen Gu, $23 million. Austin Matthews, $20 million. Lindsey Vonn, $8 million. Chloe Kim, $4 million. And Ela Malananen.
Oh, Ilya?
Yeah, the quad god.
Yeah, quad god.
$700K.
oh my
I assume
gosh,
that's going to
yeah.
go for him. He'll
Yeah,
have
big time.
endorsements and all
Yeah,
that.
but-
He's young too.
But he didn't do well, right? Like, didn't he?
He didn't do well in the free skate. He did
Right.
medal. He did gold in another.
He did. Okay.
Yes, he did
Somebody
get
told me
a
that
gold
watched it.
medal.
He tried to do some move that he didn't have to do, and he went from like first to eighth place when he fell.
Yeah, he did some.
It was one of those
That's
like,
arrogance, man.
Little
Just go
young.
out there and do your routine.
17.
Oh, he's
Little
only
yeah,
17.
yeah, he's
Oh, then I
young.
don't have
Yeah.
a problem with
Yeah,
that at all. He's got plenty of
And
opportunity.
he
yeah.
thinks he can do it. Remember you at 18? Remember, imagine being Ilya at 18. Like,
Yeah,
you can
right.
do anything.
And your nickname is the quad god on the national stage.
That's
your
fair.
hair looks
No
like
wonder
that.
they ran out of condoms.
Yeah, I didn't
Well,
realize
he's
how
17.
old he
Never mind.
was.
Pump
Yeah.
it down. Pump it down.
I didn't realize he was only 17 years old. I mean,
17,
that's
18 right there.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. Think about all the jersey sales that we're going to see now for these NHL guys that are coming back from.
Oh, I want a USA
Team
hockey
USA
jersey.
hockey, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about like Jack Hughes merch for the Devils and Hellebuck's merch for the Winnipeg Jets. Like people are going to invest now, I think, and buy the jerseys for these American heroes because these guys are true American heroes right now. They are. I mean, we haven't had a team capture America like this on the men's side since 1980. And I'm not just talking about hockey. I'm talking about, everything. Like the dream team was different. You just knew they were going to win. Basketball's our sport. We took the best, and they went out there and won. The women's sports were better in just about everything than every other country. But this was one where we just aren't the best. We're not the best at hockey. We're not the best at soccer. But now we are the best at hockey. And there's nothing anybody can do for the next 4 years to take that away from us. We are the best at what's going on right now on the Olympic ice. And so I think it's going to have that kind of carryover effect where I think Americans are going to buy a lot of Team USA jerseys with these guys' names on it to celebrate the fact that for the first time in 46 years, we got a gold medal, man. It's not obviously beating the Russians, but it's beating the damn Canadians who have been a thorn in the side of the United States in hockey for many, many years.
So, somebody says they bought the USA gold roster shirt, and that it's amazing. That
The
might
gold
be,
roster shirt.
that might be cool.
So it has everybody's name on
And
it.
it might have like the graphic of the picture on the front, and the back might have the roster. Please explain 816 what the shirt looks like.
I'd like to see.
I might purchase.
Because I got the first Chiefs Super Bowl, I've got one that has everybody's name on the back. We had Royals ones that have everybody's name on the back, the entire roster. So I'm guessing, I hope it says gold medal on it, like it is the official gold medal shirt with their names. I'd probably get something like that too. That's something cool to invest in.
Yeah, it's like a Nike really cool dry fit.
How much
USA
they want
gold.
for it?
This one's $35.
Oh, that's easy.
And it's got all the
$35?
Olympic hockey. It's got their names on them on the back. They're all in gold. No pictures or anything. But
Yeah. Tax fine.
looks slick. Yeah, I would
Everybody's
rep
getting their
that.
tax return back. You can save most of it, but you can drop $35 on a shirt
Yeah, I'd
for
rep
To
that.
celebrate
history.
the gold? Hell yeah. Send me the link, would you?
Yeah.
Looks like the
Can I
quad.
get it on Klarna?
Looks like the quad god's 21. He was 17 the last Olympics. Is what
okay,
somebody
my
says.
bad.
And it was somewhat controversial. He was left off the team because
Oh,
they want
4 years
18-year-old
ago?
athletes. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, that is interesting. That's crazy.
I've
I'll have
heard
to
about it.
look
An
into
age
that.
limit like that.
So I know it's more of an upset for the U.S. basketball team to lose rather than Canadian hockey team. I mean, that was a pick'em game yesterday. So technically, by odds wise, yes, bigger upset for basketball. But which is more upsetting for the nation? Is it USA losing gold in basketball? Or is it Canada. In
No,
hockey?
it's Canada in hockey.
Right, yeah.
Look, if we would have lost yesterday or we lose in basketball, we go about our lives with our teams. You know, all right, for as long as the Chiefs don't lose, I'm okay. We don't embrace the national team like the other
Basketball's
countries
kind
do.
of a big deal.
I don't think anybody would lose sleep over. Like if we lost,
We would lead with it. We would lead with it, Bob.
Of
it
course,
would be our
we would.
leading story.
Well, it would be the leading story, but I don't think Americans would lose sleep over it. I don't think they would care, Mac. I really don't.
I guess I'm
wouldn't.
just thinking about when that happened back
Well,
in.
remember when they didn't get the gold?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was a huge story.
4?
Yeah. That was a disappointment.
Yeah, it was a disappointment, but
Maybe it's 08.
It wasn't like other countries where they lose and that's their thing. We lose and we go back to our local teams. I mean, that's why America is so different, with sports, and we don't have that, like, if you will, love for all of our national teams like other countries do, because we all move to our own little, fiefdoms and go root for our teams in our town, where in Europe you just don't have a lot of that, right? You have soccer, obviously, but what other sports you got out there that are your local teams? It's all about those national teams. No, I don't think America, from my perspective anyway, is that we don't get as rah about our, and I felt like this for 20 some years since I've been, doing this. We've never gotten rah for our national teams like other countries do get rah for their national teams. And so, yeah, if we lose in basketball, we'd bitch about it. We'd complain about the athletes being lazy. We'd bitch about Darren Peterson, and we'd move on with our lives. And by noon on that next day, we'd be okay with it. This is going to resonate in Canada for a generation now.
They'll be ready. They'll be ready. They're already practicing for 4 years.
That's exactly right, Dusty, because they got nothing else up there except maple syrup to look forward to, right?
You heard the great Tirico bit about, like, these kids got to witness Canada beat them in 2010 or whatever it was that he talked about with Crosby at the game-winning goal. Now there's kids in Canada that are like, I'm not losing to America.
That's exactly right.
So it's both ways. But again,
no, that's fair.
I am interested to know how many stories we remember from this year's Winter Olympics that we carry over in 4 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Because will we remember the Lindsey Vonn shattering her leg on the slope?
I think so, but it will take somebody reminding us.
Because I didn't remember that, because I watched the two-man bobsled. German teams won gold, silver, and bronze. They did it also in the last Winter Olympics as well. So they've done this for 8 years now. So now I will remember that tidbit to see if anybody other than the German team can win in the two-man bobsled medal.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
That's awesome.
That's now, can they do it for a third consecutive time?
That's crazy.
Right? I'm interested to see.
Now the pressure on this next team to do it too,
And like, does Eileen Gu participate for Team United States in the next Winter Olympics, or does she go and continue to be for Team Japan? Because this year she did it because of her China. She did it for her mother, right? Of China descent, came over to America. So now she can, I guess.
I
if she
don't
wanted
know.
to.
I don't know. That's interesting.
We don't want her back.
I think we have seen people switch.
dude.
Of course.
Dude.
You want her 6 medals for sure. You do.
But you also want her representing the United States, because she's one of those athletes that you want representing your brand, your country. She's just great at everything. Like, she's that perfect role model. If you're a father like I am with daughters, she would be like that perfect role model for your daughters, to be great at sports, to be athletic, to be kind, to be smart, to everything that you could possibly want. She has.
Yeah, 816 says, I'll remember Alyssa Liu's free skate for a long time. Same here. Can't wait to see her come back. That was awesome. Took a 2-year hiatus, found her mental health, came back at 20 years old, and she's now like the GOAT. Let's go.
I'm ready for the next ski jumps and the snowboards and all of those kind of cool things. Like these dudes going off the ramps and flipping and then landing. Like,
crazy.
That is insane. But I'm interested to see where the hype now is in 4 years for American hockey, too. We're the defending champs, guys. We are the legitimate world champions in hockey for the next 4 years.
A free agent running back was given $24 million with $16 million guaranteed. Who will tell you on the other side and what it means for the Chiefs moving forward? And Bob has a Would You Rather on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace, just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Advent Health welcomes the KC Golf Show February 27th through March 1st at the Overland Park Convention Center. Test drive golf's big brands, shop 100 exhibits, and swing and putt for prizes. Front door rounds of golf and tickets at kansascitygolfshow.com. This update is brought to you by Ollie's Bargain Outlet.
Ollie's deals are so good, you won't believe the prices.
This has to be a joke.
It's no joke. Ollie's Bargain Outlet sells famous brand name merchandise at up to 70% off the fancy store prices. Hurry in.
Ollie! Good stuff, cheap! Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Visit AnthonyPHC.com today.
For 75 years, Kansas City families have trusted Anthony for comfort, safety, and dependable service. Thank you for trusting us with your house keys. Anthony, in your home for 75 years.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 435 southbound, very heavy from Wood End down towards Shawnee Mission Parkway with construction and heading out of downtown. 70 westbound, very slow from I-35 to the state line with roadwork. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, Royals fans, it's Vern, and the Hot Stove Show is back Thursday night starting at 6 o'clock right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Unbelievable game by Hellebuck. He was our best player tonight by a mile. Unbelievable game.
Hellebuck. So every puck, 100 shots is not enough. We on the sport. That is so tough. He's on his head. He's Hellebuck. When we are old and stories told, how we enrolled, Olympic gold. We'll talk of you, gold and gold. But one thing needs to be known. Hellebuck. So every puck, 100 shots is not enough. We own the sport that is so tough. He's on his head. He's holla buck.
Better believe it. United States wins gold not only in women's hockey and beats Canada, but in men's hockey and beats Canada. Let it begin. Let it begin. We wait 4 years for it to happen once again.
Can't wait for another 4 years, right?
Russia
You're ready to go.
Then?
I don't know. I guess it'll depend on the political climate. I guess I don't know. What are they banned for again? Were they doping or something? Like how long are they out for? Are they out indefinitely? Or did they give a statute of limitations here? Where now you're not going to cheat again because it is sports. We cheat all the time in sports, no matter what it is. Everybody's looking for that edge. It just happens to be the Olympics seemingly doing a lot more than, or caught maybe a lot more than everybody else. But I don't care if the Russians come back. Great, we'll beat them too.
2028.
2028 is when they're allowed back. So the Summer Olympics
anticipated.
in LA.
It's anticipated that they will be allowed back, but that's going to be up to the International Olympic Committee, I imagine, and maybe even like the UN. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know who gets involved. Probably the IOC is the one who just
IOC,
they sit around like, okay, you're in, and then because the athletes have been there, but they haven't had their team represented yet. Like in hockey or basketball, or
you compete as an individual, which is good. You should not be allowed to compete. It's not their fault.
Yeah, it should be your fault that your country did something to get you banned from the Olympics. The athletes didn't do that. The cheaters get out. The countries can be, but you got to support. And there was conversation of that, if I'm not mistaken, guys, I don't know, long time ago, late 80s, early 90s, about banning countries from the Olympics and what to do. And especially when the Soviet Union broke up, they're like, well, what do we do? And then there was just like this unified team or whatever they called it for a couple of years. And, there was always conversation about what to do with these athletes whose teams let them down. And it was always like, let the athlete in because they're not responsible for the way that their team leaders went about doing business or other people on their team. So I do like the fact that the Olympics do allow folks to compete even though their country is banned.
So every puck, 100 shots.
Dope.
So sick.
I mean, the dude stood on his head yesterday. I don't know that I've seen a performance like that on a stage like that, where you just went and watched in marvel and awe and went, I can't believe that I'm watching this, man. It was one of the great performances in sports for me.
So every puck, 100 shots.
That's right. Hear that again today. So Javonte Williams and the Dallas Cowboys agreed terms on a 3-year, $24 million deal with $16 million guaranteed. Mac, Bob, is that the market?
Looking at me, Bob. I will say this was a little more than what I would have wanted to see Javonte get. I did wait for that guaranteed number to come out, and that kind of makes it a little better, right? More around $5 million a year guaranteed, up to $8 million. Well, obviously, some incentives, 1,000-yard year, Pro Bowl, or things of that nature.
What did he say, 16 guaranteed?
Yeah, so about $5 a year for those 3 years, guaranteed. If that's the market,
so he won't see the third year.
Exactly right. If that's the market, then I think we're probably in line for about what we were talking about, maybe $12 million for Breece Hall, a little over double.
I don't think it changes anything.
Yeah, I still don't think. Like Field Yates the other day was on and he was talking $15 million for Breece Hall. That number doesn't speak $15 million for Breece Hall to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you see that number and it was he agreed on a 2-year, $24 million deal. Now we're having a different conversation.
Yes, I'm scared now. Yeah.
Because what the tag is 14.6 this year for running backs.
Yeah.
So he got $16 million guaranteed, so he beat the tag. Now you got to do it in the guaranteed money is upfront money.
And he's not Breece Hall.
No.
He's probably that second tier that you were like, well, if you get Breece Hall, go get another guy or get the other guy in the draft.
And then draft.
And this is why you would get the guy in the draft, because you're not paying nearly like that if you get a guy in the draft.
And this is a guy, we've talked about this at nauseum, but this is a guy that the Chiefs passed up on, and they went for what's his name, who never saw the field, right? From San Francisco. So Javonte Williams was making less than $2 million this year. So good for him to get that back. Had a great season.
Yeah, absolutely. You root for guys to get paid, man. That's what this is all
Especially
about.
Running backs.
Yeah, because that doesn't happen,
Exactly.
So this is his second contract, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
So good job out of him,
Good
man.
for him.
I'm excited for the kid.
You have a would you rather?
I do. And I want the text line as well. Would you rather deal with the Rashee Rice situation or Darren Peterson situation?
Oh, Peterson for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's close.
Really?
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, Darren Peterson, it's all inside the court. There's no stories outside that we know of yet. I don't know. there's no like reports that he's done anything outside of basketball. There are multiple reports of Rashee Rice outside of football. This is one of those things where like Rashee Rice isn't like, well, my knee hurts or my quad hurts, because it kind of gives me similar stories back to when Rick Ankiel was here as a Royals player and he was injured, and then it was like, hey man, you're off the report, you're gonna go play. I don't really want to play baseball right now for this team. It's like, oh, okay, well,
he had a mental state that he was in though too.
Fair, but Rashee's stuff is more like, I don't want to be affiliated with that sort of news. Whereas like Darren Peterson, it's like mind scratching where it's like, hey, he's making money, he's playing for himself, he's load management, whatever you want to call it. It's an on the court issue. It's not an off the court issue.
Yeah.
So I would put up with this way 10,000 times more than I would put up with what's allegedly going on the Rashee Rice front.
See, I look at it from an organizational standpoint. I'll deal with Rashee Rice 1,000 times out of 1,000 before Darren Peterson, because they're going to make a decision on Rashee Rice. He's either going to be here or he's not. Okay? And you're going to have to move on, and you're going to have to adjust as an organization, but at least you know if he's going to play or not. If Rashee Rice is here, he's going to play.
Well,
you're
that's
not
dealing with Rashee Rice. That's just cutting Rashee Rice.
No, I'm saying the league will make this decision for us, right? Like suspension and all that kind of stuff. Rashee Rice, to me, is a completely different athlete than Darren Peterson. You know that if Rashee Rice is here, he's going to play. You're not doing the mental gymnastics like we did with Eric Berry every week, or that we're doing with Darren Peterson. And from an organizational standpoint, I need the black and white issue here. I need to know whether or not you're going to play. And if you're not going to play, then good. We can move on and do our thing. With Rashee Rice, you know if he's here, he's playing. Bill Self wakes up every game day. He don't know. And that's one more thing that you have to add on with when dealing with a roster and dealing with sports and dealing with all sorts of personalities. I don't want people who make me work harder. I don't want people around me who stress me out. I don't want people around me who cause me to have to work overtime and think and clean up messes and defend them constantly. If Rashee Rice is going to play, he'll be there and he'll play. And if he's not, then he's gone, and we don't have to deal with it. And as an organization, we can move on. Every day you wake up and you got to deal with Darren Peterson drama, I wouldn't want that as an organization.
I also think the reason that Bill Self deals with the Darren Peterson drama is because, A, it's unknown that we've seen this before, and B, the talent upside on Darren Peterson, I think, is much more than the talent upside on Rashee Rice. Like, what is Rashee? Like somebody says on the text line, has Rashee Rice had one of those, like, plays or those moments where you're like, damn, nobody else does that. Darren Peterson's done that 4 or 5 times already this year. So I think that also indicates like where I would lean as well.
But eventually the juice isn't worth the squeeze, right? As they always like to say.
And it's definitely not worth the squeeze for the Chiefs right now because they went to a Super Bowl without Rashee Rice.
No, with Rashee Rice, then move on. Like the situations that we're looking at, this Rashee Rice situation, the off the field stuff, or Darren Peterson with can't get on the court. I'd rather deal with Rashee Rice every single day because I know where I am as an organization. If he's gone, he's gone. If he's suspended 6 games, he's suspended 6 games. I'm not waking up in the morning going, is this guy going to play today? We've got a big game.
No, you're just waking up every offseason going, okay, what's he doing? Where's he at?
But I can also move on from
driving?
him. I can also move on from him. At this point in time, it's very easy to move on from Rashee Rice.
Yeah, I just think that's not the question.
I think
to deal with. Would you rather deal? Dealing with Rashee Rice is not choosing to cut him. That's what I would say. And also you talk about drama, answering questions. Man, I'd much rather answer questions about why a guy's hamstring is hurting again or why he's got the flu rather than what Rashee Rice has been doing.
See, me, I just know you can just move on from Rashee Rice. I'd rather deal with that and move on than deal with Darren Peterson every single day. There's an end game with Rashee Rice. You know,
well, if anybody needs
football team,
if anybody needs divorce, maybe it's the Chiefs and Rice more than KU and Peterson, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with that either. Yeah, I think the Chiefs need to move on from Rashee Rice. I mean, he's just caused way too much drama in the 3 years, obviously, that he's been here. But when he's been healthy and able to play, he's played.
This guy plays every day, starting in February, and his name is Josh Verner, and he joins us next here on 96.5 The Fan. Your home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
I love spending time outside at our house, but I noticed some paint was starting to peel. So I called CertaPro Painters to give us a fresh touch-up. We use CertaPro Painters inside and out at our place, and you should do the same. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, CertaPro.com. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Missouri, get ready. Circus Sports is giving you the chance to win owner Derek Stevens' wallet. From February 3rd to March 15th, you can take home your share of $250,000 in cash. Simply wager $100 and earn 1 share. Wager $1,000 to earn 2 shares. Wager $5,000 for a 3rd share. Bet on anything from pro sports to college, straight bets to futures. Don't miss your chance to cash in and take home your share of Derek's wallet. Visit circusports.com for details. Must be 21 and older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
If you love sports, this is the show for you. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Weekday mornings 9 to noon Eastern on the free Odyssey app and YouTube at The Costos. Bringing you the biggest NFL news, guests, and notes from the offseason while getting you ready to win the madness of college hoops. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Presented by BetMGM. Download the Odyssey app and listen from anywhere for sports talk from people who love sports.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause 30 told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust a Nemu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
When the cold weather takes over KC, AB May is the trusted name for keeping your home warm. From furnace repairs to system replacements, we're always happy to help. Right now, we're offering 0% interest for 72 months on select heating and cooling systems. Trusted by generations of KC homeowners, AB May is committed to doing things the right way every time. Call 913-732-9993 or visit abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 435 southbound heavy from Wood End down to Shawnee Mission Parkway with construction. Heading out of downtown, 70 westbound gets heavy at I-35. Stay slow to the state line with roadwork. 29 southbound, still rolling approaching the Bond Bridge. Stay sluggish into the downtown loop. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Welcome back to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Long-time listener and supporter of you because you tell it like it is.
Here's our Royals insider, Josh Vernier.
You better believe it. Spring training conversations are brought to you by Park and Go, the best deal on airport parking, and someone who is all wrapped up in spring training baseball is our guy, Josh Vernier, who you hear on Thursdays at 6 p.m. with the Hot Stove Show. This past week, he had Jack Caglione and Chris Bubich on the show. Vern had the first game. How'd the boys look to you?
Like once all these guys depart for the World Baseball Classic, a lot of people are going to be confused of who's out there in the field.
Worse than normal spring, huh?
Yeah. But it is nice that there are so many Royals that'll be represented, especially coming off that magical moment yesterday morning with the USA taking gold. Again, we've talked about it before, what this World Baseball Classic could do for so many Royals, from Bob to the aforementioned Jack Caglione, the confidence that they could take into the season, how bright their star could be when it's all said and done. You know, we're all very patriotic this morning, and hopefully it continues for the next few weeks.
You know, I told somebody yesterday, I go, all right, the torch, no pun intended, has now been passed to Team USA, for the World Baseball Classic. And the feeling I get is that the Americans, Vern, want to get revenge on Japan. That seems to be their Canada, if you will.
Well, they have as close to a dream team as we've ever seen, especially when it's spearheaded by the two best pitchers on the planet in Paul Skeens and Tarek Skubal. You throw in a Logan Webb, our boy Michael Wacha. And what a scene yesterday inside the clubhouse, watching that overtime 3-on-3 with basically everybody in the Royals organization, everyone locked in. Whether you're from Texas or Cuba, you're locked into this hockey game. And when Hughes finds the back of the net, the USA chant starts. Bob comes running in and grabs his red, white, and blue onesie that he apparently wore to the facility yesterday. He starts waving it around, eventually puts it down. Salvi picks it up, starts putting it on. And as Salvi's about to put on this onesie, which is going to be obviously way too small,
a little small, yeah.
He realizes that there are two Canadians inside this big league clubhouse, and righty Eric Sarantola and Abraham Toro, the infielder. Both will be representing Team Canada in the World Baseball Classic, and when that game goes final, neither can be found. So Salvi, in his bellowing voice, starts calling out for Toro and Sarantola and demands that they come out and stop crying in the crapper. He didn't say crapper. He used a different word. But he said the boys were hiding out. It was a great scene, and it's cool to see. Salvi, of course, a U.S. citizen. You should have seen how excited he was to rep the red, white, and blue. Even though, yes, he'll be behind the dish as captain for Team Venezuela. Salvi calls America, obviously calls it home.
I was going to ask you, I've seen athletes at times, like during spring training with the NCAA tournament, and they react for big moments. How cool was that experience to see world-class athletes watching world-class athletes and having a reaction like a normal fan? Because for the most part, we know the athletes, they don't show much personality or anything like that. How cool was that to see yesterday?
Yeah, it's a reminder that we're all sports fans. They just do it well. I realized at a young age I don't do it well, so let me go this media route. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of the World Baseball Classic in 2023. It's still one of my favorite moments of my life. I'm in that big league clubhouse, and to the right of me is Salvi, the greatest Venezuelan catcher, talking with his best friend, Aroldis Chapman, the greatest Cuban pitcher in big league history. those two are watching the Shohei Mike Trout at bat. So it's Trout, Ohtani, Salvador Perez, and Aroldis Chapman, and I'm standing in between watching those two acknowledge the two best players on the planet are going at it, and they're hollering pitch by pitch. Obviously, that Chapman's riding with Shohei. Salvy's riding with Trout as the hitter. It's a hitter-pitcher battle, and they're hooting and hollering, and I'm just kind of, the 12-year-old me standing in between going, how lucky am I to be here to witness two of the greatest, watching two of the greatest, and so that's what it reminded me of, where you put everything aside, and we're all just sports fans right now, but once that game was over and the USA chance ended, the boys got to work pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think that what you're doing is really getting me excited to maybe one day take the plunge and visit Arizona for spring training. Is that sort of the vibes that you get, Vern, being down there that you can't experience anywhere else?
I would say the experience out here is tailored, in my opinion, man, if I had a young son or young daughter, Boyd, to allow you to see the work that Salvi puts in. Like if you have a ball player that's, travel baseball, travel softball, this would be a great sneak peek at what the work looks like. It's not that Salvi and Bobby roll out of bed and they're just that good. I mean, they are, but they also put in the work every single day. They don't cut corners, and you can interact with them. I mean, I talk about it a lot. You guys know it as well from being inside that clubhouse. A lot of good dudes on this team and this organization, led by Bobby and Salvi, and to be able to rub elbows with them as a elementary school kid, junior high, high school, even a college ball player. There's so much you can learn from observing, and just to be behind the scenes, you can hear the conversations, you can hear the ribbing. But as far as the games are concerned, the prices are starting to go up, and the concessions prices are starting to go up. So the discount that it once was doesn't seem to be present as much in 26.
So, go ahead.
I was going to say, because everyone always asks me, and it's completely different because they're two different sports, but I think the narrative, if you're with me for a second here, is kind of the same. And when people talk about St. Joe, like what days they should go, and I can look at the schedule that we get and say, well, this day is, whatever day, this is your opportunity. But what I always tell people is that in these moments before it really gets started is when you can kind of humanize yourself with these athletes, right? Like if you want the Bobby Witt autograph, or you want the Cags autograph, or the Vinny, the Sal, or you want the Mahomes, the Travis Kelce, the shot to kind of see these people as not these heroes that a lot of people see them on Sundays or on a daily basis in baseball. I feel like that's where that sort of fandom is born. Is that kind of fair for both sports?
Sure. It certainly makes them seem real. And as someone growing up, me and my old man went to maybe one game a year, certainly never sat really close. So to be able to get that close to a Bobby Witt Jr., to a Salvador Perez, it makes them seem real. It's not just on your TV or on your iPad. He's right there, and he's taking the same ground balls that I take in my high school baseball practice. And they're big leaguers, but you don't cut corners. You need to work on the fundamentals. And one of my favorite things to do while observing the workouts is who's taking every single rep seriously. Who's treating it like a game day rep, like a Gordo, like a Salvador Perez, like I would imagine a Patrick Mahomes does up in St. Joe. The greats are the great for a reason, and that's because they treat everything as if it is of the utmost importance, because in the end it ultimately is. So it certainly allows you a sneak peek at the work. But, yesterday, a great moment as Kyle Isbell finishes up his batting practice. He comes off to start signing some autographs, and his little son, walks around with him. The son's pretending like he's going to take a baseball and sign an autograph or two. And then you see him walk off with his parents and his wife and her family, and while signing autographs. It's again, you're not going to get that type of interaction that type of behind the velvet rope once opening day hits.
Talking with Josh Vernier in Surprise, Arizona. And Vern, I think, with the World Baseball Classic coming up, you mentioned everybody's going to kind of dissipate and go to their teams and do their kind of thing. Is there anybody that you're looking at right now going, I wish they weren't going to the WBC. I wish they were kind of hanging back?
Yeah, but certainly the pitchers.
Yeah.
Even though, we're going to see Lugo today, so maybe I'll feel worse or better afterward. Lugo, Waka, they've been doing it long enough. I could say the same for Carlos Estevez. The thing is with Carlos, like we saw last year in spring training, the velocity's not there at all for Carlos. But at this time last year, that's exactly what was happening. And he, as only he can, kind of laughs it off, and I'll be fine. This is normal. It takes me a while to really get it ramped up. Last year he had a back issue. Doesn't seem as if he's dealing with anything right now. But you saw the video of Vinny taking a bridge, and he waves at the ball. Carter Jensen did something similar, and Carlos was waving at the ball. Jack took him oppo, 400 and some odd feet. So he struggles with lefties. And look, if this guy's going to be the closer, I would imagine he needs to be well over 90, right, with that heater. And I don't know if it's there right now. So, we'll see. We'll see. He's got another week here, and if things don't start to turn around for Carlos, I don't know what role he would serve for the Dominican Ball Club, because the stuff he's throwing right now isn't going to get anybody out. I don't care who you're facing. So he would be the name that I would choose right now. Although when you talk to him, he'll acknowledge that, I understand my velocity isn't there. But just stick with me. It'll be there. You guys saw what I did last season. And it's not a talking down to the media. Most closers want to exude confidence, and no, you'll never see me at anything short of 100%. We talk about humanizing people.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos Estevez, for being a 6'6" monster, is as normal, as relatable a dude as you're going to find, and he's being pretty honest about his early spring shortcomings.
So it sounds like you have concern, though, Vern. Is this stuff that could carry into the regular season? And if it does, when you're a team that's kind of competing and challenging, you need a closer. If you're the Marlins, you don't have to worry about your closer, right? For the last couple of years, the White Sox, I don't even think they had a closer on their roster. Now they do, because they expect to start to be in games. With the Royals expecting to be, obviously, a team that's competing for the division championship, if this guy isn't ready to go at that closer position, what do we do?
Yeah, he. But that was the case last year. He wasn't 100% until May, and it was a grind early on. And from doing the post-game shows, I understand the fan base wanted Lucas Erceg as the closer for a majority of the season, but Erceg wasn't what he was when he came over in that trade. I still think Estevez is the guy to start the season. To me, Matt Strom has acknowledged that's not necessarily who I am. I like being the fireman. Erceg would be the next guy you would choose, but I haven't seen that dominant Lucas Erceg since the end of the 2024 season. So right now the Royals are going to trust Carlos. We'll see how the next month plays out. Had last year not played out the way that it did, I think they would be a little bit more concerned within the organization. But because he has such open lines of communication, because he has been so honest with this coaching staff, with this front office, no one's looking for the panic button just yet, but they know where it's at.
Vern, I want to ask, because people were asking on the text line, and I know that some of these questions you can answer for them, and I cannot. When do the players leave for the World Baseball Classic?
Saturday.
Okay, and then it's over the it's over the 17th. Obviously guys will come back to spring training if they're eliminated, or will they be back after the World Baseball Classic is over?
No, once they're booted, they normally come back with their tail between the legs, and they have their second annual Royals golf tournament on the 16th of March.
Still waiting for my invite to that.
Yeah. No, I don't think you're going to get it. No. But, Yeah, so I would imagine Cags and Vinny will probably come back quicker than others.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see with Team Italy. I don't know if they have the pitching outside of our boy Michael Lorenzen.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, they'll be back once they're eliminated. So I wouldn't expect to see Bob or Michael walk out here for the next few weeks.
I do want to ask you this because this is a abnormal spring training, right? They're getting ready for the World Baseball Classic. Are you seeing like a expedited gear up with the organizations before they go out? Or is this just like, hey, let's just get you up to speed like we normally do and just go play in the World Baseball Classic like normal springs?
No, they've ramped it up. Vinny came out the day after, as you know, came right out after the Royals rally. Bobby's already played back-to-back days. Again, Seth Lugo's pitching today. And when it comes to Lugo, when it comes to Waka, the communication between the pitching department here and Andy Pettit and the Team USA, or whoever the pitching coach is for Team Puerto Rico and Seth Lugo, they have it all mapped out of here's when we believe we're going to throw Lugo, here's when we believe Michael Waka is going to pitch. So they have it all mapped out all the way up until opening day and when Lugo and Waka make their 2026 debut. But the position players... Again, I mentioned a few weeks ago that Salvi's as locked in as anybody and has been since I arrived. He goes bridge in his first swing in Cactus League back on Thursday. Bobby, Vinny, Jack Caglione. It really doesn't matter what he does out here. There's going to be questions surrounding him on day one. There's, questions about him. I think that's going to be the guy that most of us are going to zero in most when it comes to the World Baseball Classic. But yeah, there has been nobody that is departing for the WBC has been slow played into the season. It's we need to make sure that we feel comfortable before you depart, because as we saw 3 years ago and what it did to Brady Singer, there is some nervousness among the pitching department of, okay, it's great that we have it all mapped out with Lugo and Estevez and Waka, but once they leave, they're gone, and then that coaching staff of Team USA or Team Puerto Rico could screw it up if Lugo and Waka aren't at their best, like Brady Singer was a few years ago.
Is there any scuttlebutt out there, Vern, about trades moving forward? Is there any kind of hint at a name of a bat, anybody available that the Royals are looking at right now?
I haven't heard much.
I know it's been quiet.
They bring in that Mitch Spence. They make a trade for him a few weeks ago, another arm that can be stowed away down in AAA. No, you look at the outfield right now, and that's where, or second base, Michael Massey, to me, whether it's left field or second base, we'll see what he does, especially when those guys at the WBC depart. But real opportunity for him. Jonathan India, I know the team will say they love the headspace that he's in. Seems the same to me. We'll see what kind of offensive production. Headspace, I love where Michael Massey's at. I'm really excited about what he could do for 2026. Lane Thomas, Isaac Collins is being brought along slowly. He had, PRP injections in both knees this offseason. So he probably won't make his Cactus League debut until, tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow, the 24th. But I think they like what Lane Thomas can be. Obviously, Jack Caglione needs to work. Isaac Collins, Kyle Isbell, and Tyler Tolbert, along with what Michael Massey's doing out in left field, I think they feel as if the offense is good enough. There's enough high-ceiling guys led by Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione. And you look around the division, like we talked about last week, nobody outside of the White Sox brought in that impact bat. So, in my opinion, if the pitching staff of Detroit, of Cleveland, of Kansas City keeps them in it, it'll come down to a deadline move. Who makes that Ben Zobrist, Johnny Cueto move at the deadline? Is it Detroit? Is it Cleveland? Is it Kansas City? Personally, I have no faith that Cleveland's going to bring on money at any point in their tenure. So it comes down to Detroit and Kansas City. two terrific coaching staffs and pretty impressive front offices. I feel like that's going to be a nice little arms race as we approach the end of July.
You mentioned, the money and the cost of Cleveland adding kind of reminds me of, all right, we were the epicenter last week of when, Tony Clark was with his sister-in-law and they fired him and, all that kind of stuff happened there out there in Surprise where they were the first team to hear from the union. What are you hearing on the labor stuff, Vern? And is the impending work stoppage going to make teams more aggressive?
Well, I mean, when it comes to the deadline, we talk about the deadline. There could be those expiring contracts, so that doesn't play a role all that much into 2027.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what teams stink and who's available at the deadline, but sure, there will be a lockout on December 1st when the CBA ends, and that lockout will likely continue into January, into February. No one will notice until the Super Bowl ends. I think spring training will likely be delayed, but like I said last week, I can't imagine the owners are silly enough to miss regular season games, especially coming off. Well, we'll see how this year goes, but they're just that postseason from the Tigers and the Mariners to the Mariners and the Blue Jays to the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. There was just so much great baseball, so many great players and storylines. What this WBC could mean for the game to jumpstart the 2026 season, to kill all of that momentum, even though you're not getting this salary cap, you're not going to break this union. I'll be obviously disappointed, but I'd be pretty surprised if we miss regular season games. Maybe spring training is truncated somewhat. Maybe by the beginning of maybe all of February is missed, but I would imagine I'm out here next March getting ready for the season.
Vern, give me one word on what your reaction was to the U.S. winning gold against Canada.
Oh, man, if I still get emotional. Like, I could cry every time they show those pictures of those guys bringing out the son and daughter holding up that jersey. Man, that is just so freaking beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Vern, you're so freaking beautiful. And we appreciate the time that you give us every Monday, and we'll be ready for Thursday night.
Thank you.
At 6 o'clock with the hot stove.
Yeah, big show coming up, talking to Bobby Witt Jr. tomorrow morning. I got conversations with Salvi and Mike Kell that you're not going to hear anybody else have. Some of the most eye-opening deep dives into the career, into the future of two of the finest to come out of Venezuela. So that's coming up along with Bobby Witt Jr. Should be a good show.
Heck yeah, Vern. We'll be ready 6 o'clock Thursday night on the hot stove. Vern, take care, brother.
Thank you.
That is Josh Vernier, our Royals insider here at 96.5 The Fan, and that was spring training coverage here on 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Park and Go, the best deal on airport parking. Coming up, we got next few months of sports that are going to absolutely rock. We'll tell you about it here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. The new year is here. Home values are up, and you have more home equity than ever. Now is the time to put that home equity to work for you. This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. Credit card balances are at an all-time high. Why pay 25 to 30% interest to them when you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call? Golden Oak's mortgage rate is 4.5%. We have no fee to apply and no out-of-pocket costs. And if you call today, you could make no payments for 2 months. But don't wait. This rate won't last forever. Imagine how good it will feel to have those bills paid off. At Golden Oak Lending, we can make that happen in as little as 14 days. And if for any reason your loan doesn't close, we will pay for your appraisal. Call today and take advantage of our 4.5% fixed rate. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
This is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid of Rob Seid Ford. Fresh off a record-breaking year and a successful run at Ford's 2025 Top Volume Award. Rob, how did you do it?
Kevin, it's simple. We pulled out all the stops on price, on trade values, on inventory,
and made sure our customers got an experience they couldn't find anywhere else.
Well, the race isn't over. 2026 is here, and you're back in the chase again.
That's right, and we're going even harder this year. More inventory, more aggressive trade-in values, and a buying experience other dealers just can't match.
Well, you're not just talking, you've got the receipts. Kansas City's only top-rated Ford dealer on Google, 4.8 stars with nearly 3,000 reviews. Voted best car dealership in Kansas City by KC Magazine.
The recognition matters, but what actually matters is how you feel when you call or visit Rob Site Ford.
Inventory, value, transparency, and no pressure. That's why people keep coming back.
Come see us at 135th and State Line or visit us online at robsight.com.
Rob Site Ford. Buy right. Drive happy.
Stay warm and worry-free with Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Get a new furnace absolutely free with the purchase of select HVAC systems. The pros at Hamilton make upgrading easy with flexible financing, expert installation, and energy-efficient options that can help lower your monthly energy bills. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee, are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Presenting Again Fling's love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
There's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
it's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC. This update is brought to you by Ollie's Bargain Outlet.
The smartest people on earth know how to spot a good deal. That's why they shop at Ollie's first. You'll save up to 70% off the fancy store's prices. So you go, you smart and savvy shopper. You know where the real deals are, where they sell good stuff cheap.
Ollie's! Good stuff cheap!
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side 35 northbound with an accident before 635. 2 left lanes blocked. Right shoulder involved as well. Very heavy coming up from Shawnee Mission Parkway with delays building. 435 southbound moving better. Just sluggish from Shawnee Mission Parkway down past Midland with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Back at it on 96.5 The Fan. Wonder if anybody wore any like Team USA stuff to work today.
I almost wore my. Yeah,
but you didn't.
I didn't, no, because it was 17 degrees
Hello,
out this
America.
morning. I mean, it really
Yeah.
changes everything, So I was going to wear my Revolutionary War hoodie, but I was like, it's cold out there. 17 degrees.
Yeah, chilly. Just got to get through today, and then it's like 50, mid to high 50s the rest of the week, and Friday's supposed to be really
Well,
nice.
this is also to February. So we're sitting here like we're acting like little spoiled brats, you know. Why isn't it 70? It's February, man. Just get used to not having 70 in February all the time. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. It is kind of interesting because we were, obviously trying to like sell people when the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs, and because I saw a lot of people yesterday via text, via social media. Some people on the text line today saying that hockey game was not even close to the level of entertainment that the Super Bowl was, because they said the Super Bowl was terrible and that they enjoyed the hockey game more than watching the Super Bowl.
Oh, no question. Yeah, not even on the same
level.
level.
And I don't disagree. Like the way that the other thing that I will say that is the obvious, we all had a dog in that fight.
Absolutely.
So people that didn't care about New England or Seattle, and then you saw that Super Bowl be played out, you're like, man, this is terrible. Whereas that game, 1-0, 1-1, overtime, 2-1, Hank Dillon, gold medal, take it easy. But something that we were selling, that Spurs court's sick. Something that we were selling.
Oh, hell yeah, it is. Like you and I were just talking about a restaurant in San Antonio, and they went right to it, and they had the old school, like, blue and pink and all that kind of stuff from the 80s, 90s.
Over the weekend?
No, I didn't.
Oh, my
that one right there?
Yeah. I mean, windmill, backwards, 7'5", 7, whatever he is.
So crazy.
I mean, they're even wearing kind of like old school uniforms.
They've been rocking
and
those
everything
this year.
too.
It's been nasty. But I will say, there is a level of sports coming through the sports season very quickly. We had just talked to Vern. The World Baseball Classic is 10 days away. And NFL free agency is right after that. It's 17 days away. And March Madness, obviously, is 23 days away. There's only, I believe, 4 games left in college basketball. We have this weekend, the next weekend, and then it's conference tournaments.
Conference tournament starts what? The 12th, because 15th is selection Sunday, so the conference tournaments will be the week prior. That's like basically and some will start next week. The smaller conference tournaments.
Yeah, you'll get all those like Loyola Chicago teams.
All the
like,
fun
they're
ones.
dancing. They're a 15 seed. But then opening days around the corner. It's 32 days away, and the Masters 46 days away. NBA playoffs 55 days away. Stanley Cup playoffs, which I will be watching as promised to our boss just now. He said to find a team, and I said, all right, I will pick the Winnipeg Jets. He goes, well, they're Canadian. I said, all right. Well, what about the kid that made the goal? Well, they may not make it. Damn it, Speck. Who do I need to find? He said, East Coast team, so you can watch them early.
Yeah.
I said, okay. But again, you have the NFL draft in 60 days. So we're 2 months away from that. You have the World Cup in 109 days. So all of that is all sorts of sports. You have the NFL headlines of free agency. You have the World Baseball Classic to wrap yourself up in the flag again. You have the greatest tournament of any tournaments in March Madness. And oh, by the way, baseball starts and the Masters are going to be right around the corner too in 46 days.
That's why I asked you guys the other day, what are you most excited about in sports right now? Because there is so much going on
with those
to
9
be excited
listed,
about,
With those 9 listed in order, I would say the WBC is number 1.
NFL free agency 18 days, like
17 now. This is today, but yeah, I know what you mean. But like,
it's just like I honest to God, I go, oh, we got money, but no, March is is Sunday.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere. You got to be locked in. But World Baseball Classic, March Madness, and the Masters, I will put all in there. If the World Baseball Classic was not happening, I would slide opening day into that top 3.
Yeah.
But I would go WBC, March Madness, and the Masters in that order, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, see, like I'm looking forward to the World Baseball Classic because, like I said earlier, I didn't embrace it in the past like I should have. And now that the players have truly embraced it and we're coming off the Olympic gold, so yeah, 11 days, absolutely looking forward to that. Probably number 2 would be the NFL free agency, because for what we do, for drama, for all of that kind of stuff, it is phenomenal, and it happens so fast, and you can set your team up in a couple of minutes. So I like that as well. Coming in at number 2, and then I would probably go with opening day at number 3 for me. And if I had to put a 4th, it would be the World Cup, because it's in the United States. If the World Cup was in England, but it's here, and we have it obviously in Kansas City, and so I'm looking forward to that because it's going to be here, and hearing my kids talk about like where are all these people staying?
VRBOs, baby, hotels.
Because I guess we have like 60,000 rooms for hotels or something, and they're expecting like 600,000 people coming to Kansas City for the World Cup. So I hope everybody's, VRBOing their houses and making some money off of this deal. But yeah, there's so much going on. And you mentioned the Stanley Cup playoffs and finally a team and the Masters and all this kind of stuff. Like, there is so much in sports right now. That's why when people say, oh, the dead season, that's people speaking from an NFL mindset. There is more to the sports world than just football. Yes, it is the dominating thing that happens, but when the football season ends, it doesn't mean sports stop, and the NFL doesn't stop. It's actually very entertaining in the offseason for the NFL, but there's so much going on that if you're a sports fan, man, there is something for everybody out there right now. Basketball, hockey, golf, baseball, football. We've got it all.
Football.
And football, yeah.
And then the line of give me games that matter.
Yep.
Explain.
There's too many damn regular season games that are meaningless. We don't need 81 regular season basketball games, or 82. We don't need the mass amounts of college games. We don't need the mass amounts of baseball games. We don't need the mass amounts of hockey games either that take place. And I know Mac doesn't think we need the mass amounts of football games that take place. But for me, being a one day a week, I'm more okay with it than 5 NBA games on a Tuesday where half the league's sitting out, or NHL games that don't matter and guys are just kind of going through the motion to get to the next game. And November basketball, my friend Evan and I always used to joke about fall puck all the time. He sends me a text yesterday. He goes, this sure beats, Manitoba taking on Saskatoon in September in minor league hockey. I'm like, yeah, it's a little bit better than that. We've got to find a way to get rid of the mundane regular season games and increase the intensity in the regular season in all the sports, other than the NFL, because I do think the intensity's in the NFL. But we've got to find a way to increase the intensity, because when games matter, man, people show up, whether it's paying the tickets, watching on TV.
Well, unless you play Arizona on Big Monday.
Well, you're talking Darren Peterson. Yeah, he didn't show up, but the fans did. The fans showed up for that.
There was a really good game that some people might have thought was meaningless this Saturday between Duke and Michigan.
But that's a great game to put on the schedule. I love games like that. Like, I had no idea that was taking place until you mentioned it. But that's taking two top teams, and this time of year, boom, like that gives you a pre-tournament taste, and there's juice to that.
You had to wait for it, but it was Saturday night at 9:30. But the Iowa State BYU game was bananas with Bonanza. Like, it was a great game to watch. Like, I was watching BYU play better than they played all year long. And, he was part of it, but I don't know.
A big part of it, yeah.
I think that, if you put it that way, but I think that there's a lot of big moments that happen that get missed. Because there's times, how many times in your profession, you've been doing this 16 years, where you come in and somebody goes, man, did you see that blah, blah, blah? And you're like, no, I didn't see it. It's like, okay, well, it was a huge moment. Like, it just, maybe not everybody saw it. I think that's the part. We have this Veruca Salt sort of mentality as a fan that watches sports. Like, give me that. I want that. I want that. Not every game's 13 seconds. Not every game is overtime kick to win the game. But sometimes you got to go through the rut to get to the other side and like the land of the milk and honey, which is where that's why I think those moments are bigger, because you have waited for them to happen. And then when they do happen, you're like, holy cow. And yes, you're going to remember that because it was so memorable to you in that moment. But again, like, you sometimes have to go through the stuff to get to the better part of it.
Yeah, but I don't think you have to. I think if you create less games, you create more opportunity to have those moments, because the games matter more at that point in time. When you're only playing 60 regular season games as opposed to, what do they play in the NBA and NHL? 82, right? Those games matter more. You're going to see more intensity from those games, because maybe what you do is you reduce the amount of regular season games in all the sports, but put such a financial reward on making it into the postseason that they turn up the intensity for those 60 regular season games. And we don't have, the opt-outs and the rest and all of this kind of stuff that pisses people off, quite frankly. It does, where these guys are just sitting on the bench and taking, time off. So maybe you create 60 games in the NBA. Maybe you go down to 100 games in baseball, and all of a sudden, guys are hustling to first base, because those moments matter, because there's big financial rewards. Like, you make substantial financial rewards for these players at the end of the season that make it into the postseason, reduce the amount of regular season games, and then those guys are going to say, okay, we're not getting paid for 82, we're getting paid for 60, but by God, those financial rewards at the end of the year are absolutely insane. Let's work our ass off to get there. So you give them rewards for each round of the playoffs they get to, just making it into the playoffs. And that way, I think you increase the intensity over the course of the regular season. With fewer games, you ramp it up. Guys are going to be playing harder. Guys are going to have more bigger moments because they know at the end of the year, if they make it in, now that's the land of milk and honey for them because they're getting a honey pot full of cash. And so maybe you can do it that way. I just know when the moments are big, people gravitate towards those games. And a Tuesday in February, yeah, there may be a great moment in an NBA game. Nobody really cares about that. But if you've made it this moment that does matter because it matters about getting to the postseason, I think you get more of those moments that matter.
Well, there's a big game tonight. Could be some big moments, and there's big storylines around all of it. We'll discuss here at 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
Out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone.
And Dusty Likens.
His ass is foul of all foul.
Weekdays, 6 to 10. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers are doing great things all around Kansas City. You see construction all the time, and chances are the Sheet Metal Workers are at work doing some great things for Kansas City. And their mission is to build strong partnerships between their members, business partners, customers, and community. And there's absolutely no cost to become a partner contractor with the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. If you're an HVAC contractor, they'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, timelines, and economic conditions. The Sheet Metal Workers will help adjust the size, skills, and deployment of your workforce to maximize effectiveness during the times when you need it the most, giving you the power to bid every project that suits your business model. They'll provide you the best trained manpower specifically for the HVAC industry, along with training for your current employees. And Local 2 has spent over 137 years developing relationships within the communities they serve today. There's no downside. It's completely free with zero obligation. Just straightforward information on how they can help you grow your business and profit margins. So check out the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. We're an old union with new perspectives on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial cable.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Visit anthonyphc.com today.
Keep your home warm and your furnace running strong with expert HVAC care from Anthony. Celebrate our 75th anniversary. Get $75 off a furnace tune-up. Book now at anthonyphce.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 35 northbound past Antioch with an accident blocking 2 left lanes. Right shoulder involved as well. Things are very slow coming up from 75th Street and still building. 435 southbound briefly slow at Midland with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Look out for Max Minute on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back at it, 9 o'clock here on a Monday morning. Mac Morty, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens all with you today on 96.5 The Fan.
So you mentioned the start of the league year, and I said 18, 17 days, whatever it is. It's actually 2 weeks from today at noon Eastern time. So 11 a.m., 2 weeks from today is the tampering period. I can't believe we're already here, guys.
Wow.
This has flown by, hasn't it? I think a lot of it had to do the Olympics kept us kind of,
for sure,
that engrossed in all of this. But 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks and less than 2 hours until the tampering period it begins in the NFL. Is the Combine this week?
Combine is this week.
Started today.
Okay, so they're all bumping into everybody over there. All the groundwork's getting laid. The dinner's getting cooked. All right.
Some good dinners over there in Indy this week. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun.
A lot of expense accounts getting run up. Andy's not going to be there, though.
I know, having some knee surgery.
Yeah, so.
Or recovering, rather, from some knee surgery. So good to hear that he's getting back in good spirits.
But my goodness, 2 weeks from today, we can tamper, baby.
Woo!
It's not enough. We own a sport that is so tough. He's on his head. He's holla up.
That's right.
Go.
Get into that a little bit later.
He's our new Tim Howard.
Yeah, dude. For
sure.
100%. Yeah.
Didn't
Secretary of Defense. Let's go.
But he didn't win a gold, right?
No.
Or a World Cup.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope. He just was awesome on the world stage. We're like, oh, soccer, goalie, U.S., sweet.
She grinds on him, and
Mahomes getting back to it, man. Andy talked about it.
She grinds on him, and
7 hours a day, right?
Yeah, 7 hours a day.
Why isn't he working 8 hours?
Away. He's in there cranking away.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not a full workload, Andy.
7 hours. Come on now. We need 8.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he in his playbook? Is he reading his playbook?
Oh, good question.
When he's getting worked on, is he reading formations? Is he watching the All 22? Somebody somewhere is asking.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, that guy.
This is Bill Self on the man that wears 22 for KU.
He hasn't finished games. The reasons why they say he hasn't finished games is 100% false. So at least in 70 to 80% of the reasons why, that with what they've said that I've heard. So I can't say 100% of everything would be false, but that's the narrative that's being put out there. But the bottom line is there is a way to change the narrative. Play, finish. Now, if his body allows him to, fantastic. If it doesn't allow him to, then they'll say something again the next game. But that's the way to get people to quit talking. It's not me saying it's not fair. I don't think that really keeps anybody from having an opinion on it at a national level. or on this level or any level, to be quite candid. But I do think that, it's easy for everybody to say what's happening within a situation that really doesn't know the situation.
So that's Bill Self addressing the media about Darren Peterson's availability and all that sort of stuff. Fellas, let me ask you this, and if I'm wrong, please tell me. Was the straw that broke the camel's back him checking himself out of the game and being on video? Or was it before that when he didn't play against Arizona with the flu?
I think each time he does something, it's just more straws that break backs of camels.
Yeah.
I think no matter what he does, there's always going to be another,
DJ Khaled.
Another one. There could be another one tonight.
We
Who
don't
knows?
know what's going to happen tonight.
Tonight's Houston and Allen Fieldhouse. Big Monday, 8 o'clock. Darren Peterson, by the way, averaging 19.8 and 27.2 when it comes to minutes.
Because to your point, it's happened negatively from different, like Oklahoma State pulling himself out, but he was a phenom in that game for the 20 minutes he played. He was incredible.
Right.
He was the best player on the floor. It wasn't even close. Still pissed off because he called himself out, right? And then Arizona, completely different, didn't play. We're pissed off. So it's like, it doesn't really matter. Either way, people are going to get mad. So
what's going to make people happy, though? Here's what's going to make
40
people
minutes.
happy. What's going to make people happy, I think, a win. Like if they win, then nobody's going to talk about Darren Peterson. But if they lose, then immediately the focus is going to go to what Darren Peterson did or did not do, in that game.
They
And
beat
Mac,
BYU, and he had what do you have? 18 points or no? That
in
was
the first half,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
and
and
then-
like they didn't need him; they were up 30.
Right.
But then it's like, well, they.
exactly. He came out of the game. The league dissipated. Everybody's pissed off. It's like
And then they didn't have enough assists.
not
not
like
passing
this.
passing enough.
Yeah, not passing enough. So each
Because that's
day
what I
it's
want my
something
best score to
different.
do is pass the
I
ball.
don't.
Michael.
You know who I looked at for assists? The point guard, the one guard,
Yes.
number one on the floor. The
Melvin Council.
the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy who's supposed to dish assists. I don't want my most dynamic scorer passing it up. I
And
want
by
him
God,
taking over.
When he does pass it and they don't make the shot, that's Peterson's fault too.
No, of course it is. Is there anything a college basketball fan loves more than the extra pass?
I mean,
Like, let me
Jay
ask you
Billis
this.
loses it when they do.
Jay Billis genuflects at the extra pass.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but let me like the sports fan. Like every sports fan's got that dork in them where they love something that they think nobody else likes. The extra pass in college basketball
Yes.
is that for me. I'm trying to think of the other sports, like the running back that blocks. Like,
Oh, yeah, good
sports
pass pro.
fan. Yeah, oh, this guy's great in pass pro. He knows how to get back there and stick his nose into it.
Pick up that Mike
Oh, look at the way
linebacker.
that running back picked up that block. Yeah, but can he run with the football or not? Do we
Is
not?
baseball the guy that runs hard out of the box no matter what?
I'm trying to think what the comp is for baseball.
I just hate that Salvador Perez, lazy walks a ground ball to second to first. I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
you watch Bobby. He doesn't do that.
Yes, he does. They all do it because I was told by an athlete we only have a certain amount of the times in our body where we've got the ability to burst like that. I'm not wasting it on a ground out in May or in spring training or anything like that. So yeah, the hustle thing for the baseball fan is pretty much out
That's a
there.
good one.
Or maybe like the moving of the runner over, dropping down the sack bunt. You get that standing ovation from that guy who's
That's fundamental.
That's what I teach the kids at the 3 and 2. Yeah, that guy like laying down
Maloney's
the
a coach.
bump. He is. Yeah, something like maybe it's like that in baseball, going the opposite way, or the people who cheer the sack fly. Like you just got an out.
Either way,
and they scored. You're cheering that.
Guy hits a lefty layup with his left hand. Oh, it's a nice left. What a
Yeah.
left hand.
But I don't know that
Guy
anything.
boxes out great.
But I don't know that anything gets a sports fan more excited than the extra pass gets a college basketball fan. Oh, look at that extra pass! Oh my God!
I know that I'm hard. Somebody says in baseball, it's hitting the cutoff man to hold the runners.
I do like that. That's a good one.
There we go.
Or as a lot of Royals fans know, the hard hit out.
Hard hit out.
That's what you do, son, right there. You go out there when you play shortstop and it goes left side, hands up and let him know the cutoff man is there.
You're so really kidding the cutoff man.
Hands up. You got to be seen. You got to be known. And then you got to.
Did you see where he hit that cutoff man in the third inning? That saved us a run. But no, I still think the extra pass is what does it for everybody, man.
You don't need an extra pass tonight, 8 o'clock. This comes from Mac's friend, Cyclone Dave. Something historic is going to happen tonight in Kansas. The last time Houston lost 3 straight basketball games, January of 2017. The last time Kansas lost 2 consecutive home games, 1988-89 under Roy Williams. Houston, Kansas, tonight in Allen Fieldhouse on ESPN. Do we want to do a poll question again?
Well, what's interesting about
that, we
like,
could do that.
Like, my poll question, honestly.
If Houston loses, though, nobody's going to talk about that. But if KU loses 2 in a row at Allen Fieldhouse, that becomes a national story.
Huge story because of Peterson.
I want to do a poll question because what I saw over the weekend, I just troll tweeted and said, did Darren Peterson cost KU this game? And then everything kind of comes out. As a diehard Kansas fan, someone who is on the fence or has a side on this, tonight, Houston, Big Monday, 8 o'clock. For those of you that say this team is better without Darren Peterson, would you rather have Darren Peterson play or sit in this game versus Houston tonight? I'm intrigued to know.
Play?
Well, social media would say this team is better without Darren Peterson on the floor. They beat Arizona.
That was a one-off, guys.
Okay.
You know what
I'm just
team,
telling you what I see.
What team is better without their greatest player? Let's look at Team Canada. Eric Lindros didn't play yesterday. What did he have? 6 points in 3 games for Team Canada in the Olympics. He didn't play yesterday. Canada lost. You know, you've got to have your best players out there. Your best players are your best for a reason. They give you an opportunity to win. Anybody saying they'd rather play without Darren Peterson is emotional and is trying to go for a hot take. That's dumb.
Who do you believe more? This team's better without Darren Peterson, or if the Chiefs move to Kansas, I will not root for them. Coming up on the other side, we tell you why we're sports fans. 96.5 The Fan, you're over Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure what the best option is? Selling a home, especially when dealing with foreclosure, divorce, job relocation, or an inherited property, can feel overwhelming. That's why I don't just make offers. I help homeowners understand all their options so they can make the right choice with no pressure and no obligation. I'm Rex, a local homebuyer and resident right here in Kansas City. Whether you're looking for a fast cash sale or just want to explore your choices, I'll walk you through the pros and cons of selling to me or listing with an agent. If selling directly is your best move, I'll offer you a fair cash price and a closing timeline that fits your needs in as little as 7 days or on your schedule. No repairs, no commissions, no hidden fees. Just a transparent, hassle-free process so you know exactly what to expect. Let's talk. Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com for a free, no-pressure consultation. Rex Buys KC, helping homeowners make informed decisions with confidence.
Clogged drains? Call your service tech from AB May to keep your plumbing systems running properly. From drain clearings to sewer line repairs, we deliver reliable solutions with unmatched care and professionalism. Right now, we're offering a $59 drain clearing special. Trusted by generations of Kansas City homeowners, AB May is committed to doing things the right way every time. Call 913-732-9993 or visit abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
At Casey's, when someone asked for a cup of coffee that wouldn't put them in debt, but still had freshly ground beans, rich flavor, and a price that starts with a 9 and ends with a D9 cents, we were too nice to say no. Now get a small coffee, just 99 cents. Limited time only. See store for details.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEBNOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
I'm Mark Solinger, producer and one of the hosts of the Moth podcast. For nearly 2 decades, the Moth has brought live storytelling to stages around the world and to millions of listeners. These are real people telling true stories from their lives. Stories about a lost family recipe, about working to free a wrongfully convicted man, about realizing you need to leave your May-December romance. Stories that will move you, surprise you, make you laugh. Stories you can't forget. Join us. Follow and listen to The Moth wherever you get your podcasts.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 35.
Weather brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Unbelievable game by Hellebuck. He was our best player tonight by a mile. Unbelievable game.
Hellebuck. So every puck, 100 shots is not enough. We on the sport. That is so tough. He's on his head. He's Hellebuck. When we are old and stories told, how we enrolled, Olympic gold. We'll talk of you, gold and gold. But one thing needs to be known. Hellebuck. So every puck, 100 shots is not enough. We own the sport. That is so tough. He's on his head. He's Hellebuck.
You better believe it. The jam of the day. That or Freebird. I wonder how many people rocked a Freebird.
Hell
doing
yeah.
the dude on top of the roof of the car.
Of course, yeah.
Doing the dude from the Big Lebowski on top of the car. Is what we're trying to get at. Yeah, thank you very much. It's Monday and we're already there.
Who's the bigger hero, though? Hellebuck or Jack Hughes?
Hellebuck.
Has to be, right?
I don't want to say it's not close, but it's not close.
See, you say that, but I see how many people. Like, I just saw a tweet.
Of course, but he scored the goal.
I know. Bovada this morning. Good morning to everyone, especially Jack Hughes. And it's got, him with the American flag.
Yeah, he's got the tooth off the picture. He's going to be the guy remembered. But no, this was one of the best. I mean, I can pull up the exact stats, but legitimately, this is one of the best hockey games by an Olympic goalie in the last 100 years.
Because I was talking to the boss, who did a fantastic job on Instagram. Let's give it respect, breaking the fourth wall, going on Instagram and doing the live updates, as he makes us do for Chiefs games. It was his turn to step on the ice, per se.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably the most hockey-known individual here. Actually used to play in men's leagues until he, jacked up his shoulder and had to have surgery. I was asking him because I asked him about
unbelievable. He used to play in the men's league. Like Denny used to check him. That's how bad Spector was.
And I asked him about the Sweden goalie who just kept blocking everything we were throwing at him. And I was like, is this guy just a goat of the sport? Because I'm very unknowledgeable when it comes to hockey. I'm very dumb to the sport. I'm admitting that. And he's like, no, he's normally trash, but he's having a hell of a game. And then I go up to him today and I'm like, okay, same question. But Hellebuck, is he one of the best in the sport? He goes, well, he's kind of known as a choke artist.
That's the other thing. I saw a lot of Hellebuck finally won the big one.
And so then I'm starting to think to myself, okay, this is why I am a sports fan. Because even as a little loudmouth, annoying kid, now a loudmouth, annoying grown-up man, I love, the finer parts of sports. Right? Like, to me, it's interesting that now Canada has got to wait 4 years. And not only that, but, the best player in the world is going to get older and the pressure will amount for him for Canada. Plus, he's maybe doesn't get back to Connor McDavid, who I'm referencing. Maybe he doesn't get back to the Stanley Cups ever again. He just lost back-to-back. That's a storyline within itself. And then you hear about Hellebuck, and he's like, yeah, he plays on the Winnipeg Jets. Mm-hmm. They're always a highly ranked team. And they always fizzle out in the playoffs. And I'm like, well, is it because of him? And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, even better storyline. The goalie that's always been known as a choke artist just went full badass in the biggest game of his life.
Yeah.
To me, hot take, maybe I would say that I'd rather win gold for my country than win a Masters green jacket. I'd rather win gold for my country than a Stanley Cup trophy.
I don't think anybody or anything.
Is that not a hot take? That's a normal take?
That's a normal take.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I think winning gold for your country is the ultimate. I
agree.
Ultimate. Yeah.
Like
ultimate
green
in
jacket,
sports.
or open up my closet and there's a gold medal from like the Olympics when I won the actual gold for the Team US. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
no,
dude,
that's
okay.
yeah,
I'm just making sure. Sure.
No, absolutely. You know, Hellebuck was absolutely outstanding yesterday, and he did it against the best team in the world too. That's why it's even better, because he didn't go out there and beat up on a team that just formed a hockey team yesterday. He went out there and stopped 41 of 42 shots from Team Canada, which was the best team in the world going into that game. Right, the Americans were not at a decided disadvantage or anything like it was in 1980.
No.
Let's not try to overhype this, but Canada was still the best team in the world, and Hellebuck was the best player on planet Earth yesterday, and it wasn't even close. As great as Jack Hughes was, and the first goal of the game by Matt Foley, the motivational goal scorer.
Yeah,
Boldy, yeah.
Yes.
I am Matt Boldy, a motivational goal scorer, and I live in he scored that goal. You're like, cool. People forgot about him by the end of the game, right? You forgot about Boldy, the goal scorer, right? All of a sudden it was Hellebuck. All of a sudden it was Jack Hughes, and those were the guys that took the mantle, if you will. And I was reading some stuff from, for whatever reason, I follow some guy in Winnipeg because he's a Chiefs fan. He's on the radio in Winnipeg, so I'll go on with him and whatnot. And so I follow him, and a lot of the stuff yesterday was like, damn, he finally showed up big in a big moment, and so people had that kind of thought about him and Connor McDavid, I think, going into that series, that they were ultimate choke artists, and Connor McDavid is still looking for something, and Hellebuck went out there yesterday and absolutely shredded. I mean, I don't remember a performance on the national stage. I mean, this would be equivalent to like somebody scoring 50 in basketball maybe, and just overtaking a game against who's our biggest competition, France right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, the gold medal game against France, and let's say, I don't know, Cooper goes off for 50 or something in that game, and we beat the French, and it's a close game. And
Or it'd be like Harden, who chokes. He's this guy who's never done anything in a big moment,
Harden.
and now Harden hits 6 threes, and you're like, what? James Harden showed up when it mattered?
Yeah, and everybody would celebrate James Harden because it's
Hell
Team
yeah.
USA. Like, if you're in Winnipeg this morning, you're waking up and going, damn, we got we got this goalie, great, but we just lost. Why is he playing this good for us?
Yeah, is he going to do that for us now?
Yeah, imagine Aaron Judge hitting 10 home runs in the postseason and win a World Series for the Yankees.
Yeah. It's same type of stuff, you know. I
Sick.
do like the Winnipeg Jets. They quote tweeted the Toronto Maple Leafs yesterday because 24 hours ago, they tweeted Toronto Maple Leafs, breathe everybody. So there's, just as it's going into overtime, because this time yesterday, we're getting ready to start overtime, right?
Yeah.
24 hours ago, we're getting ready to start
crazy.
overtime. And so the Toronto Maple Leafs just tweet like, take a deep breath, everybody, calm down type of thing. And the Winnipeg Jets quote tweet and go, when the worst person in the world makes a good point.
So every puck, 100 shots is not enough. We own the sport that is so tough. He's on his head.
But I think yesterday is why we love sports, man. Those are the moments that keep you coming back for more. It's not the mundane stuff. It's the big, it's the glorious, it's the unpredictable. It's what you didn't think was going to happen happens. We're there watching that yesterday. Nobody had expectations. I don't think if we lost to Canada. So what? We beat them. And that turned out to be one of the great moments in team history for the United States.
Yeah, and it's awesome when it happens like that. But again, like I said before, like the root of why it's awesome. I mean, Sidney Crosby beat you in 2010, I think is what they said, or something like that, with an overtime goal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's reasons for that. Kids watch that and grew up to be professional athletes. Do the Royals win the World Series if they don't lose in 2014? Do the Chiefs create this dynasty if it's not Tom Brady that rips your heart out in overtime? I don't know the answer to those questions, but the answers I do know is that was a lot of fuel to fuel that engine to go forward. And Mike Tirico, I mean, boy, did he nail it.
Because of a drought that almost lasted a half century, those teams are revered. They are held on to forever. And what happened today doesn't take away from the greatness of those teams or the meaning that those teams have in U.S. hockey. But what you saw today was the build of a generation, inspired perhaps by that team that lost in 2010 in Vancouver to the Sidney Crosby golden goal in overtime, or the team where TJ Oshie had all those shootout goals in 2014. That's when these guys were doing what you're doing, watching on TV, and they were young and they were living the dream. So for all the young people out there, not just the hockey, but all the Olympics you've watched, those dreams are formed now. Go chase them and go get them, because our country loves sports and it brings us together unlike anything else. And if you didn't know that, if you haven't been watching the last 2 weeks, you saw it in Team USA hockey, winning the gold over their arch rival Canada here in Milan to wrap up these 25th Olympic Winter Games.
Woo, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And how
So
it all
well
went down.
Watch up behind the net. And it's Werenski. Now Jack Hughes pokes it around McCarr. United States with numbers. Back across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold. Jack Hughes beating Jordan Bennington.
Kenny Albert's call.
God.
The 5-hole golden goal winner, Freebird. Hashtag America.
I mean, that call is getting better every time I hear
You want it
it.
one more time?
Watch up behind.
The golden goal line. Do people appreciate that? That was in the moment. That wasn't Nancy and scripted out. That was an in the moment instant reaction that he came up with. Golden goal. That to me is remarkable for a play-by-play guy. That was awesome.
And it's Werenski. Now Jack Hughes pokes it around McCarr. United States with numbers. Back across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States.
The golden goal for the United States.
For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold. Jack Hughes beating Jordan Bennington.
And that Jack Hughes photo that you saw at the end of that game, hell yeah, Mac. Just appreciate it for a minute.
I bet Budweiser sold a ton yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Oh, America.
Coming from a guy from Italy, you know. Woo! Baby.
Yeah, it got you there yesterday, that's for sure.
Boy, it did.
Yes.
I mean, the beers were cracked early yesterday. Bedtime was very early, but hey, you had college basketball as well. It didn't matter as much anything after that moment.
Listen to
when
this
they
story
won.
that's coming out now of the Olympics because of that winter storm on the East Coast. Can't get back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's trying to fly back. All the planes now have been diverted to Miami. That's not the kicker. All the NHL players are on the same flight.
Yes.
It's an NHL chartered flight. So you got the Americans that can, like, anybody who played over there is on two different charters coming back now to the United States.
Whoa.
Could you imagine if the United States, because now they're back to being teammates.
Exactly. A
Would
lot of
you
those guys
rather-
Now
play
they're
together.
back to being teammates.
Would you rather be getting hammered sitting next to Sidney Crosby or hammered sitting next to, I don't know who else on Canada's team you'd want to sit next to.
McDavid?
Yeah, Connor McDavid. That might just be sad.
Yeah.
Because at least Sidney beat
He's
you
won,
before. And
yeah.
he's known to be kind of
He's
a
kind
jerk.
of a goat.
Yeah.
He's accomplished.
Born on-
McDavid, best Olympics, Winter Olympics best forward, Winter Olympics most valuable player this year.
Yeah, well, what's his
He
necklace
won the
say?
MVP,
He won the MVP.
on the losing team.
Won the MVP.
You can't
Well, he
do
didn't
that.
lose. He still medaled, according to.
Well, that is true.
Yep,
No,
he's
that is
silver
true.
medal.
That's fair. My bad. I looked at that probably the wrong way, and they probably don't look at like that in
Yeah,
the
a
Olympics.
little
you
different
know?
than what-
Look,
yeah.
absolutely. My bad on that one. The 2030 men's Olympic gold medal odds are out.
Oh, Team USA's favorite.
2-1 favorite.
Yeah.
Yep. Canada plus 250 at 5-2. Sweden plus 550 at 11-2. Russia
There they
15-2 plus
All right.
750. So it looks
Yeah, but
like
that
they
one
are
dude won't
back.
be there. Ovechkin, he'll be long
He'll be
gone.
gone.
He
Yep.
might not even be here next year.
Hell, he may play though in the.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, they may
Don't
wheel
tell him.
him out.
I always wonder what moments do for you guys or for the listener. But when I saw the kid Hughes raise his hand with blood pouring out of his mouth with the flag around his shoulder, I didn't first think cool. I said, you will see that for 50 more years.
It's an iconic picture.
I mean, that is what those moments also present.
Yep.
And we've seen where those happen, right? Like we've seen the Jordan in the locker room on the floor that whether he meant to or not, Mahomes recreated when he won that year. They went like 11-6 or whatever, and it was like on his back. And we've seen the Kobe picture crying with the trophy. We've seen all these moments, and that Jack Hughes photo, like my mind just went down this like highway where I'm like, all right, what famous actor is going to play him in the movie that they make out of this? When does the documentary come out of all these kids basically as the Mighty Ducks turning into the gold medal winners of the 2026?
We're getting a movie, right?
100%. I mean, Jeremy Allen White could play Jack Hughes.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm in on that. That'd be cool.
And then you think about how hockey now might just be the American sport. Women won gold and beat Canada. The United States men won gold and beat Canada.
It's no longer their sport.
And that, I don't know if that's an overreaction.
Well, I mean,
right now, America reigns supreme.
Yeah.
Now we could look at longevity. Like you could be like, well, the Big Ten is the football conference of the world. And you'd be like, well, let's go back to the last 20 and see who's won titles. It was Bama, Georgia, Bama, Georgia, Bama, Georgia, Bama, Georgia, Bama, 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 Bama. Yeah, LSU.
But we're talking about in the moment now.
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah, no.
I mean, currently, the United States is the power in the world of hockey. There's nobody can argue that, right? Gold's in both.
Do you think this can get a surge in United States hockey playing for kids?
I think I'd love it, but we have to get more sheets of ice. I mean, that's why the Olathe Arena that's being built is another sheet of ice. I read something the other day that Kansas City is going to have, what was something about maybe as many or more sheets of ice than any non-NHL city now. And
Cool.
so that's a big deal. I mean, sheets of ice are not commonplace, guys. You think about it, and there aren't many out there. There aren't many places where kids can go skate. Independence Event Center is one, obviously. Sometimes they freeze, over here at the country club on Shawnee Mission Parkway and State Line. Sometimes you get it out west, and now you're going to build the arena in Olathe, so you get a couple more sheets of ice, and I think that's very important in order to grow the game, and that's a big reason why this sport has never grown as much as we would like to, because, A, it's very expensive to play, and I know we did as a kid. We went out and played street hockey. Lives are different today than they ever were. You need these sheets of ice to get these kids out there to experience, kind of playing the sport. So I think if we do that, we can expand it. We just happen to live in a country where not everything freezes over for 6 months of the year like in Canada does. And they can just strap on their skates and go outside and find a pond. Or, we used to play where...
Which is even more ironic that a team from Florida's won the Stanley Cup the last 2 years.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's nuts.
It really is.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever. But like when we were kids, again, completely different. Like this, we had the school bias, and sometimes it would flood, and then it would freeze, and then we'd have a sheet of ice, and we'd play on that all winter long because it would, freeze and ice over because it was a low-lying area. That's how we.
Were you a decent stick?
I play goalie, so I didn't never.
Were you a good glove side?
I was pretty good at it. Yeah, I was. Yeah, no, I look
Bobby
back.
Blocks over here.
Well, I mean, we played hockey more than we played any other sport.
Did you have the
up.
Jason mask?
I did, and I had it all red, white, and blue, and I had
that's
gold
sick.
stars on it.
That's sick.
Because I got into hockey like 88, so I was like 11, and I was a bigger kid. I was always going to play goalie and do that. And I loved playing goalie, but I remember
Fescoe at the net.
I remember sitting there just painting my helmet the red, white, and blue.
Hell
and
yeah.
the gold
Awesome.
stars on it, and that team in '88 wasn't any good. Like if you're a kid
You were
today,
3 and 80, so you don't really have.
Nah, I wasn't even 3 yet.
Yeah, okay.
No, I have no recollection
But it
except
still
for the
bled,
highlights.
Still bled through like 8 years later.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
for sure.
but it did.
So
Culture.
again, does this bleed
Yeah,
through?
because you're watching the
Yes.
Olympics, you're hearing everybody older than you talk about 1980. My dad talked about 1980 more than any other sporting event ever when I was growing up because of how big and how magnified it was. And you mentioned the iconic sports pictures. I just went to Gemini and looked for iconic sports pictures. Every single one is an Olympic-type moment. That's an iconic sports picture. Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston, the 68 Black Power Olympic salute, the Brandy Chastain World Cup celebration, Miracle on Ice, Bobby Orr flying through the air, is, one. Michael Jordan's last shot. Diego Maradona's, controversial goal gets up there. So there are all these iconic moments that taken place on the biggest stages of all time. And most of them are international competition. It's big. It's huge. And this is a big moment, man. Like, if you're involved in youth hockey now in the United States, you got to capitalize on this some way, somehow. I don't have the answers. I wish I did, because I feel like we talk about this every time. Like last year when that Four Nations thing was going on. Is this going to get people to the TV to watch hockey? Never did. But, man, that Olympic thing yesterday, if not now, then maybe you're just never going to get – and that's fine. That's fine. But if not now, like, when is America going to grab hockey and say this is now our sport? Because we just beat the team that's been telling us that for the last 200 years.
I think it will have a bleed-through effect because I'm trying to find it and I couldn't find it. But this is a tweet from 2011. It was like, get ready, U.S. hockey, over 100,000 kids have now enrolled to start playing, the most ever or whatever. That was after the 2010 where they got that silver and they lost. And that's those kids, Jack Hughes, all those kids. I mean, obviously their dad was a pro. They were going to be there anyways. But a lot of those kids were watching that team 16 years ago, and that's what brought them here. So, yeah, I think they're going to watch this team and be like, I want to be a part of that. Now, will it be America's sport in 30 years? Probably not. That would take maybe more than that. But, I mean, this could have a huge, huge ripple effect. Absolutely.
Here's a random idea I just thought of. Can we do a parade for the men and women down the Canyon of Heroes in New York like we do when a New York team wins a championship and celebrate these teams for winning, the gold medal? And I mean, I guess it would be hard now with the NHL resuming this week. But could you imagine how many drunk hockey players on top of a bus celebrating USA as they're going down the Canyon of Heroes with the ticker tape falling and everybody cheering USA? How cool would that be?
It'd be incredible.
Right?
I want to go.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'd literally want to be there. Yeah, be historic.
Yeah, it would be unbelievable to have both the men and women's teams being celebrated like that. So cool.
I will say, I do think we need a little more longevity to call it our sport right off the bat, but I get it. Recency bias, just one men and women. Yeah, we own it right now. I get it.
Absolutely right now, and I'll take that. Like, I've never been one to shy away from trolling somebody. So screw you, Canada.
Suck it.
I mean, they're hurting today, guys.
Oh, bad.
Like we don't know what that feeling would be like. We just don't, because we're Chiefs fans, we're Royals fans, you're Giant fan, you're an A's fan, you're a Padre, whatever fan you are. Those folks in other countries, their teams are the international teams. Like this guy in Canada taking a chainsaw to his TV and stuff like that. I mean, those folks up there, man, that is a major, like, it is a bigger loss for Canada than it is big win for the United States when it comes to how they're going to deal and process, and it's going to carry over into the NHL season. And, Canada hasn't won a Stanley Cup since the early 90s.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So they're getting trucked by America in the NHL, and now they got trucked by the American men and women on the Olympic stage.
Coming up on the other side, I want to play an audio clip of Stephen A. Smith and see if Bob and Mac agree or disagree, plus our brioche of the weekend as we wrap up a show on Monday morning here at 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA futures let you lock in your pick for who you think is going to go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title, a tight race in the East or a race in the Western Conference. Maybe you want to look at some of the futures now post-trade deadline. Did Cleveland sell you with the James Harden trade that you should be making a bet on them to win the Eastern Conference? Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Limit one entry. For Profit Boost token, opt-in required. Must apply a Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry, at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Acton Health welcomes the KC Golf Show February 27th through March 1st at the OP Convention Center. Grab front door perks while they last. Get golf fit with Paws Studio and P-Volve. Saver buys with Pierpont's at Union Station and Booth Creek Wagyu. And hit Golf MD's new Club Zone at the Golf Show February 27th through March 1st at the OP Convention Center. Thanks to Mulligan's Country Club, Great Life Golf, Genesis of KC, Extreme Green, All Seasons Indoor Golf, Surfside, Imperial Golf, and Barry's Golf and Groove. Tickets at kansascitygolfshow.com.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
This is Blake Fanning with Shawnee Mission Ford. Ford has just announced an additional $2,000 in bonus cash that we are passing on to you, our customers. Shawnee Mission Ford is going to combine that with our large discounts and top trade allowances to save you thousands. You can save up to $9,000 off MSRP on 25 Explorers, $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Broncos, $6,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports, and $5,000 off MSRP on 25 Expeditions and F-150s. Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more in 26.
At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. If you have breast, head and neck, or brain cancer, proton therapy may be a better treatment than conventional radiation. Don't wait. Get your second opinion at Kansas City Proton Institute. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced proton therapy team. Learn more at kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
All right, before we get to the brioche of the weekend, I love that college basketball is in a state of mind that might be more exciting than I've ever seen it. 03 was fun because you knew it was coming. That draft was insane. LeBron was getting ready to be in the league, but he wasn't in college basketball. But like Melo was there. KU went to the national title and lost.
Dwayne Wade was playing for Marquette.
KU beat him. And now it's completely different. And you've got guys like Dick Vitale going to Twitter, which is wild to think of in that regard, saying that KU and Peterson should divorce. Compelling is the word Stephen A. Smith uses here.
The talent in pro basketball is obviously exponentially better. The game itself, that is college basketball, is more intriguing, more compelling. Let's analyze. First of all, props to college basketball right now because I'm looking at my statistics here. Ratings up 30% across all networks this season. 30% increase in college basketball ratings, okay? Obviously, you got the shorter season, single elimination, postseason, conference races, all of that stuff that comes into play.
Pull up the NBA
right,
rate.
Right.
You can't just pull up college, pull up the NBA rate.
Number two, when we look at the NBA game, if it ain't heavy pick and roll, it's three-point shooting. They're launching three-point shots at 37 attempts per team per game, which is the second highest in history compared to only last year, which was worse at 37.6. In college basketball, what do you got? You got true post play, you got zone defense, you got mid-range games, you got all this other stuff going on, right? And so you're seeing the thing about you in terms of analyzing the game of basketball, you're analyzing all of these things, both of y'all. With the NBA, a lot of times they're not giving you an opportunity to because you in iso ball or you pick and rolling or you launching three-point shots. You're not seeing enough post play. You're not seeing enough of a mid-range game from these cats. You're not seeing a lot of those things. And by the way, that's when you see them because of load management like we just been talking about. I mean, we lamented it with Darren Peterson in Kansas, but you ain't seeing that in college basketball for the most part. The talent is exponentially better in the NBA. Of course it is, no doubt about that. But there's an urgency with college basketball that makes it more interesting.
I don't disagree with a thing that Stephen A. Smith said about that. He is right. From a compelling standpoint, yeah, the storylines this year, the young freshmen this year that are infused into college basketball, yeah, I think the sport is absolutely more compelling than it is in the NBA, especially just Darren Peterson alone. That guy's given the sport a renaissance where people are talking about it all over the place. And Stephen A's right. Nobody's arguing the talent's better at the college level because it's not. It's much better at the professional level. But I think he is absolutely right from a compelling standpoint. Everyone has an opinion on Peterson. Everyone has an opinion on Jerome Tang. Like, there's been so many great moments this year for college sports. Everybody likes watching these freshmen that you can say, oh, these are young kids, right? It seems like in the NBA, it's LeBron complaining about something. We've been there. James Harden get traded again. We've been there. Like, there's not a lot of great new characters that everybody that are all encompassing are going to have a take and an opinion on. The Darren Peterson stuff is better for college basketball than any game because you don't have to watch the game to have an opinion and to be interested in college basketball. Everybody can have an opinion because they're a college sports fan on Darren Peterson. That's what makes it more compelling than the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with most of what Stephen A. Smith said. I thought he was great. I don't know how much of it actually is meaning more people are watching. I think more people are watching because of the freshmen, because of that.
Absolutely.
The basketball stuff that he's talking about, I care about that. I don't think the 30% casual viewer, oh, nice, I like that mid-range. Like, I'm enjoying that. I think that needs to be brought in the NBA. I think there's some of that there that he's maybe sleeping on, but that's okay. I know what he's talking about, the basketball itself, but I don't think that's what's bringing the eyes. We've had this discussion before. How do you emphasize, or how do you capitalize, rather, on the stories that the NBA does have? Because the NBA does have stories. We just don't talk about them.
Well, can I interject here?
Can I tell Wembanyama, Cade, and Ant are having a best U.S. player rivalry right now. Ant dropped 40 right after Cade dropped 40. He's like, yeah, I saw him drop 40, so I had to do the same. Like, that stuff is really, really good. Con Knipples, maybe the best rookie I've ever seen in my life, with Cooper Flag playing this year. We're going to keep on going. The NBA has a bunch of new characters that bring interest, including Paolo Banchero.
Okay, so what I don't disagree with anything that you said there, but I think what the NBA's biggest issue is, okay? And bear with me for a second, and I know you're going to disagree with this.
Yeah.
But I'm speaking from somebody who's not an NBA fan.
Totally.
You're an NBA fan, you're an NBA. I am not. I don't care about the sport. But what the NBA is dealing with right now, and where it needs to go, is that the perception of the NBA for the casual sports fan in America is ass. People think about, the first thing people think about when they hear NBA is load management.
Resting, yep.
Resting, players not playing, guys not caring. Do you know how many people are having the same conversations. Like, did you see the way those hockey players are? I wish the NBA would care that much about these gold medal games. You got a perception issue in the NBA. And so what the NBA really needs to do, guys, and I know nobody wants to hear this, they need to stop. They need a work stoppage more than baseball does, but not a real work stoppage. They need an offseason where they break the entire league down to the bottom and they start over again and they reconstruct the NBA and what it's going to be about and put the fans' interest first. Get rid of the tanking. Get rid of load management. Get rid of regular season games. Give guys and players the incentive to be out there every night. So if I take my kid to a game in Oklahoma City to see the Spurs, and maybe that's a bad example because the Spurs and OKC are both good, but you know where I'm going. Where I take my kid on a Tuesday night to a game, I know that the guys are going to play. You don't go to an NFL game and say, well, Patrick's not going to play today because of load management. I go back to Ned Yost when the Royals were making their run. Why don't you give Salvi a day off on Sunday? Because our fans paid good money to come here and watch our players play, and I'm going to put our players in the lineup. I'll give Salvi a day off on a day game on a Tuesday away because that's not our fans. But that's where the NBA is right now. And Mac, you're one of the biggest, champions, if you will, of the NBA that I know. And all of that's not getting me interested. Yeah, and I hear it from you every day, and I appreciate it, and I love your excitement. But the perception of this league is so bad right now, they need to break it all down and basically start over from square one and restart the league. That's the only way they're going to rid themselves of the perception that they have right now.
No, that's fair. That's fair. It sucks because it is the perception, and it's not necessarily the reality. A lot of these guys, like I mentioned, like Cade, Paolo, Anthony Edwards, like I was just looking just to make sure we've played about 50 games. Those guys have all played 49. Even Luka Doncic, 44 games played this year. So there's 5 or 6 games that he's rested or not played or been injured, whatever it is. Like, they got to change that perception though.
Because if you
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter that they're actually playing.
Oh, they are playing great, but the perception is they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
Where does Cooper Flagg rate right now in players ranked in the NBA? Top 15?
Top
20?
Top 25, yeah. Safely.
That's how good the talent is in the NBA.
It's great. It's best it's ever been. It's not close.
But again, if I'm a parent taking my kid to a game, I have to say, are they going to play? And you don't want that. You want, as a fan, to know your guys are going to be there and they're going to play and they're going to be part of what's going on.
It matters.
So perception is everything in life. Like whether you like a certain product or a certain food or a certain person or a certain team, you've got to change that perception. And the NBA right now has a perception issue like I've never seen in sports before because the talent is great right now in the NBA. But the casual fan is just looking at that and going, they never play. And they never play defense. That's another thing.
That's another perception, yeah.
Perception issue that needs to change. And maybe you see more guys playing defense when they get down to 60 games. Look, I think college basketball is too long, too many games, but they only play 30-some games in the regular season. The NBA's playing 50 more of those games. Cut that down, man.
Brioche of the weekend.
Big brioche guy.
Love that. Yeah, good take.
Brioche of the weekend presented by Sheet Metal Workers, worker number 2. Brioche of the weekend quickly, as we were running out of time for the show, I will say for me was Friday night, Eric Church, live in Kansas City.
Oh, yeah.
Paid a ton of respects to Kansas City.
Good.
Just so happened that my favorite song is Springsteen. He played it, went nuts, and it was the 14th year anniversary of the release of that song.
That's awesome. I love stuff like that.
Came out in a red velvet blazer. We were right on the stage. So shout out to Jeff and Summer and everybody that went to that concert. It was fantastic. Cheers to the weekend. My brioche is the Eric Church concert.
Love that. Yeah, we went down to Oklahoma City and saw Rascal Flatts.
Was he good? Okay. I tried to warn you.
No, it's sad because
that's your wife's favorite.
But it's also like, as I'm listening to the concert, my whole life, that's my life soundtrack. My first concert with my wife was Rascal Flatts. I danced with my mother, father, or son-daughter dance at our wedding, Rascal Flatts. My kids have grown up, listening to Rascal Flatts. We've gone on road trips, and all we play in the car is Rascal Flatts. It sucks to watch guys, get old where they can't achieve anymore. It wasn't Emmitt Smith playing with the Phoenix Cardinals or anything like that, but I'm like, man. And I thought he did a really good job. He brought up the people who opened for him. I Cade somebody, and I can't remember the names, and he allowed them to be part of the singing of their songs, which I thought was like him giving the young guy the opportunity to kind of raise his game because he can't hit the high notes anymore. But it was really good sentimentally to be there. But my brioche goes to my man Billy Coons. I got to see my legend, my buddy Billy Coons down in Oklahoma City. We watched the hockey game together yesterday, and right as it's going to overtime, Billy goes, "Well, got to go to work. See you later." I'm like, "Damn, we got overtime coming, and Billy is going to work." So yeah, my weekend getting to spend time with the legend Billy Coons over the weekend was great. He doesn't like Spectre.
Doesn't like makes a couple of us, right?
Yeah.
Mac Daddy?
Oh, man. Friday, I would say Friday. Got to see my brother's place, hung out with some friends with the Poorhouse. Turned it up. There till 1 a.m. Let's go.
Love that. Cheers to all of you guys and all you listeners, guys and gals. Go do something nice for somebody. You never know. Change their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe, stay groovy. Coming up next, it's Cody Gold and Drew. We'll talk to you on a Tuesday.
This is Fescoe and Dusty.